Good.
Good evening and welcome to Kennett for Week 7 of high school football. Jim, we are high above the Mets Cherry Stadium here for this game as the Dexter Bearcats come in at a 5-1 clip versus the Kennett Indians at 4-2. And, Jim, a lot rides on this game as we come into Week 7.
Well, you're right, Bobby. There is a lot riding on it tonight. First sort of football night we've had all year, a little cooler weather, but lots going on with this. The Bearcats from Dexter need to keep winning, basically, if they want to try to get the home field advantage and the number 1 seed in the district. Kennett, on the other hand, right now is seeded number 4 in the district, but they got 3 toughies left. They've got tonight against Dexter, next week against Bluff, and then I think they finish up against Valley, right? So that's 3 toughies for them. If they can win 1 or 2 of those, they probably will get a home game. If not, then all of a sudden maybe Herculaneum sneaks in and gets a home game, and Kennett would have to travel up there. So. Lot riding on these, as well as for Park Hill Central and St. Genevieve, which are 2 and 3 in the district right now.
And quickly, Jim, tonight's game is brought to you by Case IH Dealers and the Baker Implement Company. Jim, a lot of those around the area. I know we've got one back in Dexter. There's some in Kennett here. I think they have 7 locations in all, a couple in Arkansas maybe.
I believe that's right.
So big sponsors for tonight's game and for the Aycorp group. Diving into these teams, Kennett has not had the season they've wanted. They're still 4-2. The record looks a little better maybe than some around Kennett would say they've played. They've got a sophomore quarterback, so that's always tough when you bring in a sophomore to lead a team. And they're missing some guys, no doubt, from last season's team.
No question. They've had 2 or 3 Division I type players, at least SEMO Division I type players, the last few years down here. They probably don't have that as much this year. As you said, 4-2. Last 2 weeks they've lost 2 in a row. They lost to Crothersville by a touchdown. And then last week, of course, New Madrid County handed it to them pretty good. I think it was 54-6. And their offense really runs through Marquise Pittman, their running back. He averages about 6.9 yards a carry. He's a senior. He's a good-sized kid at 185. So most of their offense will run through him. They will throw the football a little bit, but really they're more of a ground game than anything else.
Yeah, and ground game, and their target primarily in the passing game seems to be Caleb Duncan. He is a junior, also a linebacker on this team. One of their strongest tacklers and definitely good hands coming out. I know last year at Dexter, he had a really good game as a sophomore in that game. I believe you and I did that game, right. I believe, at Dexter. Yep. And Caleb impressed me then. He always seemed to find open spots in the defense to get open. The underneath pass, hit him on the sideline. A bunch of different ways they used him last year. It's just a matter of this year, I think, of going from that senior quarterback to the sophomore quarterback, which has been the big change for the Kennett offense, as I believe it's DJ Jones leads their team on the field and quarterback position. And also they've got a very big and good left tackle, I believe it is, and defensive end, Kevin Thompson.
Right.
He will be one to watch and how he can disrupt that Dexter running game tonight, because Dexter likes to cut it inside, bounce it outside. How big of an impact can Thompson have against a very strong Dexter offensive line?
Well, that's the thing. The Dexter offensive line has played very, very well. I was actually talking to a couple of guys at the Dexter junior high game yesterday, and they were discussing just the fact that offensive line doesn't probably get the credit most of the time offensive linemen don't, but they have really done a nice job of opening some holes up and blocking that field. And also one of the things we haven't really talked about a lot in our broadcast that we've done of Dexter is how the wide receivers block downfield. They have done a terrific job downfield of blocking, especially on the corner. So that's a big key for Dexter tonight. 7 kids really who can run the football for Dexter, sort of interchangeably, and all of them have a different strength. All of them maybe has a little different weakness, but 7 kids who can really run the football well. As we said, Kennett has won the last 9 in this matchup, which is they've done, they've really had Dexter's number. So we'll be interested to see if Dexter can change that around tonight.
Yeah, and previous to that takes those 9 games actually are playoffs included. So that takes us all the way back to 2015 since Dexter has won a game in this, and it come on this field in 2015 that Dexter won it. In the last 9 meetings, it hasn't really even been competitive. Dexter just has not been able to compete very well against Kennett. They have been a powerhouse for years. This game right here, Dexter comes in very confident in the way they're playing, and they feel like this one, they're going to leave here tonight in this one with a victory is the way they're feeling. And a big deal out of that, you look at this defense that Dexter's played, they are fast, Jim. I mean, all over the field. Very rarely do you see just one kid making a tackle. It's usually 3, 4, and 5, but there's 2 kids on the strong side that boy, it's just hard to run against them.
Well, you're right. Landon Weathers and Nolan Alford have done just a great job on the strong side. I think we were talking before the game that they've got something like 14 tackles for losses between the two of them, 14 or 16, something like that. And
14 of the team, 32 and a half, I believe.
Yeah, so I mean that's just terrific from those two players, and it makes it, it sort of takes half your if you're an offense, it takes sort of half your field away. You've got to run away from them a little bit, and that really limits your abilities. Defensive line has done a fantastic job as well of holding things up, where those linebackers of DeMint, Havoyevich, and then Alford and Weathers, those guys can get in there and get those tackles as well. So it's been a good team effort on that defense, and they have really played well. They got beat on a couple of big plays last week against Crothersville, but that's going to happen against a team like Crothersville with the kind of athletes they have down there. I mean, you're going to lose one or two,
I believe I heard the number correctly. They allowed 295 total yards to Crothersville last week. Three of those plays accounted for most of their yards. They only had 95 yards of offense outside of 3 plays.
Right.
For the Kennett folks listening, for the Dexter folks back in that area, look, this defense is as strong that I think I've ever seen out of Dexter, and it's built around speed and just team unity. They've really bought into some things that Coach Lumica's asked them to do, and some positions, moving Farmer back from a linebacker to a safety. It has really helped this team. He's turned into a nice cover guy out there and let them do things they want to do. And Ryder Williams, he is tied for the state lead, I believe, in interceptions in all of Missouri football with 6 interceptions so far on this season. And, Jim, we've only had 6 games.
Right. He has played really well in that defensive back spot. And as you mentioned it, the kids have really bought into what the coaching staff has asked them to do, both offensively and defensively. And the other thing, we've talked about it a few times we've had Dexter, is the fact that they only got 2 or 3 kids who play both ways. So that is been a huge advantage in most of their games. We'll see how it plays out tonight. Now that the weather's a little cooler, that probably isn't quite as big a deal, but it has been up to this point. Tell me a little bit. I know you're fairly close with R.J. Farmer and his dad and everything. How's he after not playing the second half last week?
It was one of those hits. I had actually exchanged texts with James after the game last weekend. He just took a hit, and at the time, maybe it was an air pocket or whatever, a little trouble breathing on that. X-rays were fine. He checked out. He will be dressed and playing tonight, both sides of the football again. So the only thing they said is hydration issue. They pumped him full of fluids, and he was back home fairly early that night after we went off the air. So he will have no issues competing in this game tonight from that. Back to Kennett a little bit. How will they be able to handle their offensive line? Playing against Crothersville, they struggled some in that game there, and late in the game I thought Kennett maybe had a chance to win that and didn't. Dexter's been aggressive up front. They'll send blitzes, something we're not used to seeing Dexter really ever do, but on occasions you will see them blitz. And if Kennett wants to pass the football some tonight, expect Dexter to bring pressure.
Now you would think with that sophomore quarterback, in case you can't tell, folks, we're right next to the speakers here, but you can expect Dexter to blitz with that sophomore quarterback for Kennett and try to put pressure and hope that he would make some bad decisions possibly.
And as you see right there, we are welcoming the Kennett Indians and the Dexter Bearcats both at the same time onto the football field. Jim, that usually doesn't happen. You usually see one go, then the other, but these kids are excited to be on the field. What we're going to do is take about a 1-minute break, get ourselves set up for the start of this game. We will be back here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
The best fall tradition in Northeast Arkansas is back, Pumpkin Hollow. Make sure to try out all the exciting things that Pumpkin Hollow has to offer. Get in the action on the breathtaking zip lines. Get up close and personal with the friendly farm animals. Get lost in the enormous corn maze. Get your thrills at the scariest haunted attractions in Northeast Arkansas. And don't forget to pick out the perfect pumpkin or fall decoration to take home and enjoy. Only at Pumpkin Hollow, the fall tradition for the entire family.
Strawberries Barbecue in Hockham, Missouri is celebrating 50 years of business. Come in for delicious food every Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 8 and Friday from 11 to 9. We offer catering 7 days a week, so there's always a chance to get strawberries on your plate.
Welcome back to Kennett. Bobby Alford alongside Jim Riker. Real quickly, tonight's officials for this game. Referee is Rob Haupt. Umpire Frank Killian. Linesman is Jimmy Smith. Line judge Nate Watkins. And the back judge is Brian Cato for tonight's football game as we will get ready to approach midfield here. Jim, I think you have a rundown of tonight's games for us on schedule.
I do. Tonight, Cape Central is at Sykeston, Portageville at Malden. And let's see what else we've got here if I can get the internet to work a little bit. There we go. Doniphan's at East Prairie. Scott City and Chaffee, a big rivalry game there. Of course, the Dexter Kennett game here. Perryville at New Madrid County Central. Fredericktown at 1-5 goes into Park Hill Central, who is 3-2. The Valley Warriors go to St. Genevieve in a big rivalry game there in St. Gen tonight. Confluence Prep out of St. Louis is at Jackson. Kelly goes to Hayti tonight. And last night, the Crothersville Tigers went to 4-2 on the season with a 54-6 win over the Charleston Blue Jays. So lots of good games tonight.
Real quickly, tonight for Kennett, the captains are, looks like number 18, that is Jack Morrison, the senior. Number 24, Marquise Pittman, the senior running back. We'll have a lot to say about him tonight, I'm sure. Number 44, that is Caden Taylor, a 6'1 tight end linebacker senior. And number 12, Spencer Potts, the 6-foot wide receiver and defensive back senior for them. For the Bearcats, it looks like number 79, that is going to be Garrett Coons. Number 67, Braden Barnes. Number 11, I believe that is Landon Weathers. And number 5, Jaden Willems, all seniors for the Bearcats.
So senior night here in Kennett tonight. They recognize their seniors from the football team and the band before the ball game. So good for them. A little pink out night tonight as well here. As you can see, a lot of the kids from Kennett will have on pink. So I'm looking forward to another good SEMO conference game, Bobby. You know, this is one that, as you mentioned beforehand, has a lot of implications for the playoffs. If Dexter wins tonight, they finish second in the conference behind New Madrid County. And also, as we said, going into the a Kennett win tonight puts them in a spot where probably they're going to get a home game out of the deal before it's all said and done. So big game for both teams.
Yeah, and for Dexter, the importance of this game, they've got to win this game, and really next week too. That would assure them home field throughout. If they can win those, that would be the game one bye. That's really important for Dexter. I think this game is more important for Dexter in that aspect for what they can play for than Kennett. Kennett's got a tough schedule to go. They're sitting at 4 now, so it could put them to 5 possibly with the schedule they've got to go. But if you fall to 5, you know, it's either way. When you're at 5, you're playing 4 there. So first game doesn't matter, but the second game, you're still going to go. If it stays as is, it'd be St. John or Park Hills. That's a tough matchup. Dexter, right. If they can win out, they would have that home game, and then they would play the 4 seed coming back in. So
right.
That's
a big
Dexter.
Deal. Right. That whoever, the 1, 2, and 3 are all 3 very strong. So if you're 1, you only have to play one of those. If you're 2 or 3, you have to probably play 2 hard games. So, it's important to have that number 1 seed and the bye, no question. Dexter won the toss and is going to receive to start the football game tonight here at Cherry Metz Stadium in Kennett.
It will be interesting to see who has the deep man tonight for Dexter. They've got some of the most dangerous return people. Lee Michael McDonald, number 7, you're going to hear his name a ton tonight. Usually is number 9, R.J. Farmer. I believe he's coming out. And also number 24, Langston Warnick. He's a freshman.
Right. He
had a very good return from, I'm going to say, about 30 yards last weekend.
Yep.
Also another up man. We'll see some tonight, I believe. We should see him on offense. He had a very good game last weekend. Devin Turnbow, number 3. So, and one thing about this Dexter team, we've talked a lot about how good the defense is and offensive line. Their special teams has only had really one blemish this year, and that was a return last weekend against Crothersville for a touchdown.
Right.
Outside of that, this special teams unit for Dexter has been fantastic for them. As we line up, Jim, I can't get the number from here.
Taylor, I believe, to kick off for the Indians.
So Taylor's going to kick it. Warnick back deep, flanked by McDonald to the top of the screen and Farmer to the bottom. As a short kick going to be taken in midfield by Ryder Williams. He's going to bring it out near his 30, crosses the 30, has a man on him, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds near about the 37-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, good return by Ryder there. Cut it to the outside, and Dexter will start with good field position to start the ball game with, of course, Jackson Howard at the quarterback spot, as he always is for the Bearcats.
Howard comes in, has not passed for the yardage probably he was like. He's done a very good job at the quarterback position, though. I'm trying to think. I think 3 touchdowns in a year, maybe 4, and also 4 interceptions. But Dexter has primarily relied on a run offense this year against a large line. For the Kennett folks here, I think they go about 275 in the middle, flanked by a 250, a 240, a 230, and a 225 on that offensive line. One of the biggest we've seen in a long time out of Dexter. Here's Howard in the gun. He's in a pistol formation with Grams behind him. Here's the snap, comes to Farmer inside, cuts it back to the middle field, and stood up for about a 3-yard gain. Good job of tackling there for Kennett, number 77 in on the play, 18, and looks.
Jared Yates with the number 77 with the main hit there. He's going to bring up second and about 7, I believe.
Caden Taylor actually credited with the tackle there.
Taylor plays the outside linebacker spot, or the defensive end, outside linebacker, whichever you want to call it. Now he goes to the strong side.
Yeah, and that's he is in the contained position to the outside there. Everybody up tight to the line for Kennett. Here's McDonald in motion. Hand comes to him. He's looking to go outside, and he does. Has a little room there. He's going to get up past the 50 to the 49. That'll be a first down, Bearcats. Tackle made by, I believe, number 10 for the Kennett Indians.
And that is Kylan Henson. Nice block downfield right there by R.J. Farmer, leading that play from his running back spot. And it's a first down for the Bearcats.
Dexter, Jim, I think they're faster getting out of huddles and getting plays called this year, but they do not play a rushed offense so very much. They call their plays, they get to the line, get set, and go. But I think they could go faster if they please, but they're going to be a very patient team and let the game come to them. Howard hands that up the middle to Grams. He is hit and picks up about 1 on the play. Very good, again, in the middle of the field for Kennett right here on tackling.
Yeah, that was, once again, I believe that was Jared Yates, at least one of the kids in there. And now Dexter goes a little faster at the line of scrimmage here.
Well, we have talked about Dexter not passing the football this year and needs to do it. Right now, Kennett is bunching a ton of kids up on the line and stop in the middle of the field. And they jump there, so that's going to get 5 yards for Dexter.
Yes, it will. That'll be a offsides, and as you said, 5 yards. And I was thinking about that earlier today, Bobby, that it's really the Bearcats. Some team's going to stack that box with 9 players, which Kennett's about doing right now. They've got 8 in the box right now, and the Bearcats are going to have to throw the football a little bit.
They're going to have to throw it, and right now, so you're in a cover. It's not even really a cover one, a very good one, but they've got both safeties pulled down tight. Here's McDonald, great speed to the outside, and a good block from Alford out there. He will pick up about 7 on the play as Dexter will get the first down.
First down, Dexter. Lee Michael just quick as he can be. As you said, another good block downfield by the wide receiver Alford, and a nice first down for the Bearcats.
Dexter decides to speed up the pace and go a little quicker, no huddle on the play. Back, Jim, this is the first time we've seen back to the armbands this week.
First time we've seen. That's exactly right.
So I like the creativity right now by Coach Jamerson changing that up. Farmer in motion, and Kennett jumps, does not touch or cross. Trying to struggle to get set was Kennett there. Howard's got it. He looks to pass. Got a man, throws deep to Alford. He's got room, and it is incomplete, in and out of the hands. Nice throw by Howard, maybe a tad underneath, but still a chance to make the play, and Dexter just missed out on one.
I believe that was Kylan Henson with the coverage there for the Kennett Indians. And he'll bring up second and 10 now for Dexter. Good time to take a little take a hit down the field, though, I think, Bobby.
First and 10, and now you know what you work with. You took a shot deep down the field. Dexter may come back to it. That was single coverage to the outside, and that's what you want if you're Dexter right in that situation.
Right.
Different look now. Alford's closer to the line. That is Farmer all the way to the top of the screen. Alford in motion. He gets the hand. He's going to take it far side. He's got room to the edge, and he dives forward for the yardage. Jim, not a bad play. He didn't let the hit take him. He took the yardage.
Yeah, exactly right. Pull him with a really nice block leading that out there to help set up that play, and it's going to bring up a third down and about, what will that be, just about 3-4 maybe for the Bearcats. They're in 4-down territory for sure.
And Pullum is a kid I have grown for more appreciation as this season goes on, is what he does. You know, he's not as big as all the linemen. Sometimes he's taking on a defensive end, but he gets out there, does his job, only gets a few chances at a pass per game, but when he does it, he seems to come up big. Dexter will reset. Neely to the bottom, flanked by McDonald there. Here's a pass play. Howard's going to look. He's going to throw it deep over the middle to McDonald. Off his hands and incomplete out of the back of the end zone.
That's two passes the Bearcats maybe could have come down with. That one sort of went through Lee Michael McDonald's hands. Good throw once again. He was the only kid who could catch it. Good throw by Jackson Howard, and it's going to bring up a 4th and about 4 for Dexter.
Jim, a little surprised on the play call. That is 2 deep passes in this set of downs for Dexter.
Yeah, I think they see that what you mentioned, Bobby. They see that single coverage out there, and they're thinking, well, we want to, let's try to exploit that with our speed. And they just haven't completed them.
In single coverage, one of the things I would think, instead of just running jets or go routes, why don't you just go ahead and shake the receiver? The middle of the field is wide open for a post right here.
Right.
Kennett's pulled in tight, expecting to run. Here it is, comes around. That is McDonald. He's got it, first down, Dexter.
Once again, the misdirection by the Bearcats, the fake to McDonald onto Farmer, and then McDonald gets the first down, 1st and 10 for the Bearcats at the 20.
I believe that was number 44, Caden Taylor, with the foot tackle.
And that was another good example of Bobby. We talked about on that first down pass. Coach Jamerson knew he was in 4-down territory, so he figured take advantage of it and try a big pass at on first down.
Now, here's a situation that's open. If Alfred can get a guy to break his hips right here, it's going to be a run up the middle for Grahams as he powers his way down to the 10. 11 will mark that. But what I see there, Jim, if Alfred can get the kid to go like it's a go route and then break his hips, and what I mean by break the hips is the hips finally turn and he squares up on like he's going to run a deep route, cut back inside of him, it should be an easy touchdown toss for a post play there.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Dexter likely in a run position. They're 2nd and short. No reason to do anything through the air, I would not think. McDonald in motion, hand goes up the middle. Grahams has the ball, and he's going to be stood up at the line. No gain. He will be stopped. They're going to give him about a yard on the play, I think, to the 10.
Yep. So it'll bring up 3rd down for the Bearcats there. Kennett's done a nice job at the line of scrimmage up the middle so far. They've done a nice job. When the Bearcats have picked up their yardage is when they've sort of kicked it outside a little.
They will. I believe that you're going to see Dexter stretch that field a lot tonight. With Kennett doing this weak side of the field for Kennett, probably the open spot. Here's a hand, comes McDonald looking for room. He finds a small hole and gets it down to the 6-yard line now.
Which will be a 1st and goal for the Bearcats from there.
So the folks back home in Dexter, they're going to know exactly everything they need to know about McDonald. For the Kennett folks, he doesn't need a whole lot of space. One little small opening, he and Farmer, and they're going to cut and break into that opening. And that's what you saw on that play is he just slides in.
Went behind Caden Lee that time on the left side of the line, as well as Braden Barnes.
Expectations would be Dexter will likely keep this on the ground and try to get to the end zone. Here's a pitch go, and that's fumbled on the ground, and that's going to be Kennett football.
Just got a little bit fancy there, tried to throw a little pitch inside instead of the handoff, and they didn't connect on it. It's a recovery, and Kennett's football.
Well, Kennett stood. It wasn't necessarily pretty, but they stood right there, and they were strong in the middle of the field.
I think Coach Jamerson saying it should have been a pass, and I'm not so sure he's not right. That ball went forward to Lee Michael McDonald there.
And that is correct. When you pitch the pass forward, it should be a fumble.
Pass. It should be a fumble, should be a pass.
Or no, it should be a pass. I'm sorry.
Should be a pass, which would have made it.
A forward movement in the ball is a pass.
So I'm not sure that was correct in the call, but Kennett's got it either way.
Kennett's got it. That is Jones, your quarterback. Pittman behind him. 3 wide receivers set to the bottom of the screen. Here is Jones, comes near side. He is cut off and it has room. You're talking about finding a spot to get in there, and here comes a flag in. Tackle made, I believe, number 15, Ryder Williams.
Yeah, 2 flags came flying in on that, so we'll see what it is.
1 flag lies at the 16-yard line, and the other, I thought I saw.
It's right there by it,
right
pretty
there
much,
by.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's a hold, but I will not, or illegal block in the back or something. We'll see.
It was thrown by the back judge, so you got to think it's going to be a hold coming in from there.
And it's going to be certainly against against Kennett. We'll see what the call is going to be.
So that'll be a half a distance.
Hold.
Takes them back to the 8, and that's – yeah, that's what I thought, half the distance. And so the flag laid, I guess, at the 15, and they took it to the 7.
Basically, yeah, from the 14 to about the 7. So 1st and 13 now.
Jones again, empty backfield this time. Puts a man in motion. That is Pittman, comes back, circles the quarterback. Little confusion there, but that took a long time to develop. Here is the play. He's going to go outside, pitches, and there is Turnbow. Can't get Pittman. Pittman's got the outside, and he is out of bounds, chased out by Weathers.
It's going to be all the way up. I'll see where they mark him out of bounds. It's going to be at about the 15, I believe, so he's going to be short of a first down. It'll bring up 2nd and about 3. Good job of Jones that time of reading it and pitching at the right time.
Well, and so what you see there, Alford has to go to the quarterback on the pitch. He can't let the quarterback just take it and take that away. He goes to the quarterback. The outside man there, Turnbow, has to make sure he doesn't let that guy get around him to the outside. Make him cut back into that defense for help. Now under the gun is Jones. Double backs, one offset here. Here is the hand goes to Pittman, and he is wrapped up immediately by Landon Weathers, leading tackler on the team. And here comes a flag in from the very back of the defense.
Yeah. Landon Weathers, another tackle for loss here. We'll see what the call is going to be. And we're going to have a holding against Kennett. So they'll move him back once again.
So every time Kennett gets a start, they take a negative.
All right, two holds already here in this series.
And Jim, I'm not sure what he will do here. He already has a tackle for a loss. Will he take the penalty on this?
Yeah, because it'll bring up 3rd and about 5. That's a good question, I think. I guess they're trying to decide, and they will move it back, so they'll keep it 2nd and make it 2nd and about.
It's going to take it 2nd and 11 now.
Or so, yeah. Landon Weathers has just been a force. We talked about him in the pregame. He's been a force defensively.
Kennett spreads it out again, 4 wide to the bottom of the screen. Quarterback is all alone. Quick pass outside, caught by Pittman, and he is hit and tackled for a small gain on the play. That is Farmer in on the play.
Yeah, R.J. Farmer right there read that nicely. It was a setup as a screen out there with the 3 wide receivers and then Pittman. But good job by the defense of Bearcats of sniffing it out, and it brings up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, the screen only works when the screen happens. You right. Got to get some blocks, and he had no help.
Exactly.
2 or 3 Bearcats actually got to Pittman pretty much untouched on the play. Again, they'll go 3 wide now to the top, stacked receivers. Pittman in the backfield. Here is Jones. He looks. He's going to throw it deep. He's got a man, and it's over his head, incomplete. Williams was beat in coverage. That looks like number 18. I'm struggling to see that for sure, Jim, I believe.
Yeah, that'd probably be right. That was Jack Morrison, I believe, a senior wide receiver. They'll bring up 4th down and 10 for the Indians, and you would assume from their own 10 they will punt it away, and Lee Michael McDonald goes deep for the Bearcats, assuming the same thing.
McDonald has returned a couple for touchdowns this year, and in his career, probably the most dangerous return man you will see all season. He stands at the Kennett 47.
Now they scoot somebody back to kick.
Here it is. Kick is away, and it's short and off the side of the foot, out of bounds. That goes out about the Kennett 27-yard line before Dexter will take over. Well, Jim, the defense stood for Kennett, but they sure didn't help themselves out on the kick here.
No, 17-yard punt for the Indians. Dexter will take over at the Kennett 27. That fumble in the last drive was only maybe the 2nd fumble lost all season by Dexter. I think 2nd or 3rd.
Somewhere near that. I think maybe 3 to 4 turnovers in that fumble department and only 4 interceptions. Dexter has won the turnover battle this year, no doubt, against their opponents. Kennett will need another good defensive stand here. Their backs are already against the wall as Dexter starts to drive, and a penalty flag.
Illegal substitution on Dexter.
So, yeah, they broke the huddle. So right there you have
12 in the huddle, I assume.
broke the huddle with 12, so I'm trying to figure out who the man is. That is Devin Turnbow in the game, and also number 4, Connor Hill. So that's the two right there who is supposed to be in. Farmer is out.
Right.
So Connor Hill in. I would think possibly a double setup on the outside here. You've got Pullum and Connor Hill in at the edge to block.
And Havoyevich in the backfield as a fullback. We have not seen that a lineup all season, I don't think.
Here's a play, goes to Graham. He bounces it outside, gets upfield for, we'll call it 5 now, back to the original line of scrimmage.
They were stopped in that first set of plays, a first series, running the ball very much up the middle, Dexter was. So Coach Jamerson just says, I'll bring in a fullback, and we'll try to run it that way.
Now back to the original lineup, except Farmer's out, Turnbow in for this one, McDonald back in as well. Caleb Duncan, that is a star for them coming off the field right now for Kennett. That is not a guy they want to see come off the field, and looks like something maybe with his helmet. We'll have to check that.
I believe that's right, equipment.
Howard in the gun in pistol formation. Graham's behind him again. Here is the fake hand, and there was a missed opportunity. Missed him.
Pullum with a good job for the Bearcats there, playing defense, sort of knocking that away. Marquez Pittman out there with the in the coverage, so it's 3rd down and 10 for Dexter. And you're right, he missed streaking down the field. You're exactly right.
That one should be a 2-step drop and see McDonald and go there. I don't think he ever saw it, and maybe not over the line. I mean, it's a good-sized line for Dexter and Kennett. He may have just could not have seen that from where he was at.
We've got to reset the football here a little bit. There we go, and it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Bearcats. 4:03 to go here in the first quarter, and we're still tied at 0.
Dexter, nobody looking at the top side of the field for single coverage out there. Here's Howard. He's going to roll out. He's looking. He's got McDonald if he's there, and the throw is caught by McDonald. Out of bounds inside the 10 at the 5.
Great catch by Lee Michael McDonald as he was running out of bounds, and a good pass as they rolled. We talked, I think, last week, Bobby, that they rolled Jackson Howard to the left side against his body. This time they rolled him to the right side, and it's a much easier pass that way, and he got a good pass off down to the 6, and it's a 1st and goal for the Bearcats inside the red zone.
Well-placed football by Howard to get that completion in there just over the outstretched hands of Kennett. Now Dexter's going to use the far side of the field. That is offered down at the bottom by himself. Slant is there if they choose to use it on one like this, Jim. Here's the play. Goes to Graham's up the middle, and he's going to pound forward near the goal line and touch. Nope. They've got him at the 1. I thought they caught it up in the air at first, but down at right at the goal line.
Jet Graham, just those big legs Jet Graham's just kept powering there, and the offensive line kept pushing, and they get it down to the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Graham's very good in the weight room on his lower half.
You're exactly right. I'll tell you a little story on him from last night at the JV game, or the junior high game in a minute. It was very interesting.
Dexter's got him behind Howard here. Expect Graham's. Here he is. Graham's up the middle, and it is touchdown, Dexter.
So Jet Graham's last night we were at halftime of the junior high game. Some of the varsity kids were out messing around the field. Jet Graham's was standing at the goal line, threw a perfect spiral 60 yards and hit a kid in the hands. 60 yards. I mean, it was as good a spiral as you'll see anybody throw. I was like, holy mackerel, that was good. So he's going in, he bowls his way in here for the touchdown.
Maybe an opportunity for trickery somewhere during the season for Dexter.
Exactly right.
Here's DeMint, stuttered it first, kicks that through. It is good. So the extra point puts Dexter up 7-0. Jim, we're going to talk about Levi DeMint for a second. You know, he plays the middle linebacker position for Dexter. Very rarely does he miss extra points, and he can boom them when he kicks them off. He's going to be going against the wind here, but still a very, very strong leg.
Yeah, he really does. He's a strong kid. He's worked hard on the kicking game, and you're right. He doesn't miss many extra points, and really kicks the kickoff well. So does a nice job. Dexter leads 7-0 here. 3:16 to go in the first. And DeMint will come out with the kickoff team to kick off for the Dexter Bearcats.
Looks like Pittman to the top of the screen returning, and also that is number 17 to the bottom, Sacroy Ray. He is a junior for Kennett. They are the two guys back deep. I would assume Dexter is going to try to put this deep.
I would sure guess so here.
Kicking off for Dexter, number 10, Levi DeMint.
DeMint, the senior, number 10, he's about to boot it away. As he does, hits a low liner, picked up at about the 18-yard line, brought upfield, and he's caught there. That is number 42. That was Womble first to get a hand on him and slow him down.
And then Hrvojević with the finish there. And once again, good coverage by the Dexter special teams. They've done a nice job of that. They got let up one touchdown last week, but done a nice job of that. And I would say Coach Jamerson did not want to see Pittman touch that football on the kickoff probably, especially with the wind in their face.
I would think so. That was, I believe, Jack Morrison on return brought that out to the 20. They're going to move that up to the 29 now. I think they had it at the 26 to begin with. So Jones starts in the gun. He's got Pittman behind him. Big front offensive line for Kennett right here. They brought everybody up, and now a pass play. He looks, throws that out, and incomplete, well over the head of Duncan, the intended receiver.
Yeah, good, pretty good protection that time by the defense, the offensive line of the Indians, but just overthrown on the pass play. And as we talked about in the pregame, I don't think Coach Webster really wants to throw the ball 30 times a night. He wants to get Pittman carry the football, I got to believe.
He would like to see that. And very interesting formation. You know, that's something trying to throw Dexter off guard maybe. They basically had a jumbo package almost in with everybody tight and then try to sneak in a pass and throw it. Dexter covered well on that, though. Empty backfield for Jones. 4 wide to the bottom. Look for a screen. Possibly here's Pittman in motion. Hands to Pittman. And Dexter does not cover, but flags everywhere as it goes up the middle.
I believe that was Jones kept it, but that's, once again, that's got to be holding where that's at, and it is holding on Kennett. That's their third holding call here in the first quarter.
Well, we talked last week, Dexter needed to clean up penalties, and already Kennett is getting just harassed by penalties right now in this football game.
Yeah, they really are. It could bring up, it could bring up a third and about 8, or it could bring up a second and about 20, and after that last punt attempt by Kennett, I would not be surprised to see Coach Jamerson take this penalty and try to move him back a little bit.
Yeah, I would think so, just to get the short field and continue with it.
Right.
Penalty against Kennett.
So that moves them back inside the 20.
So it's going to be second and right at 20 yards to go right here. Second and 19, I believe. Not a lot of playbooks there to show second and 19.
No, there's not a lot of plays for that. You're right, Bobby.
They've got a couple here to go. Try to sneak one in somewhere maybe. 3 wide to the bottom of the screen. Kennett very slow about getting set here. I mean, this is interesting, taking that much time to get set in our offense this late in the season. Here's the play. Jones looks to pass. Good coverage by Dexter everywhere, and that is going to be Weathers taking or Dement, rather. Dement with a large sack for Dexter all the way back to the 7-yard line.
Boy, nice read by Levi Dement. He didn't take the fake. He stayed with it, and this came in and got the big sack there. And just really a good job by a senior there to recognize that he could go after the quarterback and get to him before he could get rid of it.
So third down package in for Dexter. McDonald, he's going to be your very deep safety. He's got good hands. He's a guy looking for a pick right here if they try to throw one up. They bring in also Willems will be your outside lineman near Pullum there. So Pullum, Hrvojević, and Weathers in the middle, and Dexter spreads speed out everywhere else on the field. Also Pullum now at the top of that defensive line at the top of the screen there. He will be standing up. And here is Jones. Looks to pass.
Hrvojević gets through.
And that's just thrown up, and it is incomplete. Tough play for Wirtz. He tried to pick that off. He towed the line right there.
Yeah, he really did. He read it very nicely. And Jason Hrvojević with some good pressure that time once again just broke through that offensive line, and put a lot of pressure on Jones and bring up another punting situation for the Indians.
Well, let's credit again Coach Slumica. He has looked like an absolute genius this year.
Right.
He takes out the big man in the middle, moves Hrvojević down, and he puts speed all over the field, making sure he covers no big busted plays right here. Great job by Dexter to cover. McDonald stands at his 45. There is the kick. It's going to be short, and Dexter will just let that bounce and get away. It's just going to take a roll to about the 45 there and go dead. I do believe maybe a different punter that time. I did not get the number.
Yeah, I didn't either, tell you the truth, Bobby. But I was just thinking Dexter has played pretty much the majority of this ball game already on Kennett's side of the field, and that's certainly what you want. So first and 10 for Dexter. They lead 7-0.
Jim, I believe you do have a interview coming up at halftime you will cover.
I do, with Matthew Poole of Farm Credit from Southeast Missouri, one of our very valued sponsors. Matthew will be up here. We'll talk a little bit about Farm Credit, and then we'll also get his thoughts on the game.
Kennett, maybe a little looser coverage, and I would call that, if 17 stays back, he doesn't. Ray creeps back down now. Still basically a man-to-man with everybody up on the line. Here's a hand, goes to Farmer, far side. He gets a couple of blocks there, nice, and it's only going to go for about a gain of 2 on the play, so all that for 2 yards.
Yeah, pretty good out there. Pretty good defensive stand that time for the Indians. They spread that out very nicely because you're right. He had some good blocking out front, but they really spaced it out nicely.
You know, and we talked about it extensively last week with Dexter. You've got to be able to pass the football. They did hit one to McDonald there. There's just not a whole lot of short passes, quick looks, fire a quick hitch route or just a turnaround and grab it, a slant, all kind of opportunities that they could try to use on a football field, but they're really not attacking those areas. They've got to find it because right now Kennett's giving them a little trouble in the run game. Here's Howard, throws it off the back foot. He's hit and called by McDonald. That's the pass there you want to see from Dexter.
Across the middle, and Lee Michael with a fantastic catch there. But you're exactly right, across the middle, Bobby, and just that 10 or 15 yards just to loosen that up a little bit for the running game.
Well, and McDonald ran to the middle of the field and sat. He waited for that pass to come to him. That was what's going to open up a deep pass later on. Throw that right there. Just turn around, get upfield 10 yards, boom, and hit him. Very nice. Howard had a man in his face and got hit as he was throwing the football.
Yeah, he did a good job of hanging in there and making the pass.
Dexter again has offered wide to the bottom of the screen. He's at the 30 as the ball lies there. Howard in the gun. Grams flanks him to his left. Kennett very tight to the box. McDonald's looking for room to the outside. Makes one man miss and is taken down for a 1-yard pickup. Number 6 and number 52, I believe, in on the play for Kennett.
D'Amico Tolliver, I believe, was one of the players there. And 52, you said, I believe, is Austin Gaddis, their linebacker. And we're going to be at the end of the first quarter here, I believe.
Jim, real quick, I want to apologize to some of the Kennett folks. Our rosters are so small, it's hard to read the names and get the numbers, and we're just not as familiar with them, so it does delay it a little bit. Folks, we will take a 30-second break and be back here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
Welcome back after one. Dexter leads this one 7-0. Jim, I believe you have a few more scores in the area for us.
I do. Scott City leads Chaffee 14-7 in the first quarter. Cape Central and Sykes are still at 0. And Valley leads St. Genevieve 7-0 in the first quarter. Park Hill Central 21-0 already over Fredericktown in the first. Jackson 21-0 over Confluence Prep in the first. And also in the first quarter, Poplar Bluff leads Farmington 7-0.
Well, Dexter has the football. It lies at the 29-yard line, sits in a 2nd and 9 situation. They have controlled the clock for most of the first quarter and start with the football here in the second.
Good job, though, really by Kennett's defensive unit so far of sort of stopping the Bearcat running game.
Wing T pistol formation. That is Farmer comes around. That's McDonald on the hand, though, as they stack him up again.
Good defensive play. The defense for Kennett is really has studied this wing T, obviously, and done a nice job.
They marked him of no game. Caleb Duncan, number 23 on the tackle.
Yep. So 3rd and 9. When we talked about it early, Bobby, that there's going to be a game where the Bearcats are going to have to throw the football to win, and this may be the night it occurs.
And right here, look again. You've got single coverage right here, and he's up top. So I'm seeing the single coverage. Nobody to the middle of the field. Break his hips one way or the other. If you want to go outside, break him inside and then go a fade route or take it right over the middle of the field. Kennett does not have anything. Alford goes deep. It's going to be thrown underneath to Farmer. He's got it. Turns inside of the block. Nice play.
Good
Look
block
at him inside
downfield.
Down to the 10. Farmer could have taken that the natural way to the sideline. He turned back inside and found McDonald. I don't think on purpose, but McDonald's in the right spot. gets the block and the big first down for Dexter, again converting on 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's a big first and goal from the 10. And once, like you said, nice blocking downfield by Lee Michael McDonald and Nolan Alford down there to give him some extra yardage.
And so far, twice on this rollout now, Jackson's coming near side, a little bit more of not a strong rollout there, but he had to play kind of flowing that way to the arm side. Much easier. Looks like
Coach Webster's going to call a timeout here for Kennett, I believe, to try to regroup.
So he takes a timeout. We will take one as well. We'll be back in 30 here on the Aycorp Media Networks. Welcome back. That is Coach Aaron Pixley you see there, the former Dexter Bearcat, the winningest coach in Dexter history at that program, decided to come back and help Kennett this year. They were short-staffed on coaches. Nice to see Aaron down there. Just, Jim, not the colors some people are accustomed to, although he did spend 5 years here at Kennett, or maybe a little longer.
Yeah, spent quite a bit of time down here and helped that program sort of get back on track a little bit, and Good to see our friend Aaron.
I think it's 5 years. And matter of fact, he broke the string of losses. Kennett had lost to Dexter for several years. He broke the string at Dexter, I believe, in that matchup and battle. Back to the game. Here is Howard in the gun. He is going to look and he's going to hand that off to McDonald inside, and look there. Kennett is all over the inside of the football field right now. That is big. Kevin Thompson he is very big and strong in the middle.
Yeah, defensively, the Kennett Indians are sort of controlling that defensive line of scrimmage right now. The Bearcats are finding it very difficult to run the football. I did notice that time Kennett had a deeper safety that time. They'd moved to putting a safety back there, so we'll see how that continues on the rest of the night.
And here's a tough one. Now it's 2nd and 11. Ideally, you would rather run a 1st and 10 pass. Now it's 2nd and 11. It changes that up, although Dexter's been successful in 3rd and longs. Here's a pitch outside to Grahams. He's looking for help. Going to get it upfield and just rolls right over a guy down to about the 2-yard line. So Dexter will have it now 3rd and I am looking at that, Jim. Are they going to have goal? Or
It's goal. It's 3rd and goal, yes.
So 3rd and goal, they did get stacked up on 1st down there.
Right,
so 3rd and 3 is what the board has it.
Yeah, and it is amazing that, you think if you're Kennett, you think you've got the big play guys, Farmer and McDonald, sort of locked up, and then Jet Graham picks up 8 on you or 10 on you all of a sudden, So
well,
and
lots interesting enough, that was a toss pass outside to get away from that Kennett defensive line inside. Here's McDonald on the run. It is Graham's up the middle, and he is stacked up again by Kennett. I'm waiting for the young man to get up. That is number 23, Caleb Duncan, on the tackle.
Is back. It'll be 4th down and goal from the 3. Looks like the Bearcats are going to go for it.
Well, the way the defensive line is played for Kennett, you've got to think Dexter's going to try to get this outside somewhere. Still wing T formation bunched up. Alford at the top of the screen. He's got a man fairly tight to him. Here's Howard. He's going to roll out. He's looking for a man and got him. And touchdown, Logan Pullum.
Pullum wide open from his tight end spot. And the Bearcats have thrown the ball very effectively tonight, and they lead 13-0.
Well, they roll out to the weak side of the field, and Pullum is right there. Jim, I'm going to say that's the easiest catch Pullum has had all year.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would absolutely agree. He just did a really nice job there, as you said. He just went out just right to the corner and was wide open for the touchdown.
Yeah, but Pullum has had the most awkward positions to have to catch a football in this year, and that one was right in the bread basket and caught it. So the Mint boosts that through. Dexter now takes the lead 14-0, 8:52 left here in the second. And Kennett right now, they've got to find a way to rebound. I'm going to say Dexter's going to kick a low, hard kick again and not let Pittman have a chance to return this.
I would guess that to be right. And very interesting that the Bearcats have been. You and I have talked about this all season about the Bearcats needing to be able to throw the football, and they're showing tonight that when it happens, they can. And that's a big deal as they move potentially down the road in any kind of playoff situation. And Kennett's done exactly what they wanted to do against the run. I just don't think they were expecting the Bearcats to throw it quite as much as they have.
Well, and Howard has managed every big situation this game so far. He hit the big play to McDonald for the long pass there.
Yes.
Hit 2 on another drive on the 3rd and 10. And then this one on a 4th and 3 as that ball is actually kicked deep in the end of the end zone and not returnable. So that's going to be a touchback. Jim, we couldn't outguess him.
That'll stop a return when you kick it in the end zone like that. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Kennett Indians here. And you talked about earlier, Levi DeMint. He's a weapon. You know, when you make a team go 80 yards that hasn't moved the ball very well, that's a big deal. Well, and a couple times they have picked up a little bit of yardage. It's been called back for holding penalties. They've had 3 of those. So it's been sort of a bad combination for him tonight.
That is Caleb Duncan on the line right there. Number 23, hand goes in the ground for Kennett, the tight end position, the jumbo package here. That is going to be tossed outside. Alford's got a beat on him, just outran as Pittman. Alford catches him. Big play, Nolan Alford. Stretch the play. Credit Christian Wirtz as well. He stopped that and let Alford attack from the backside. That is beautiful defense from Dexter.
Absolutely was. That cornerback did exactly what he was supposed to do there by as you said, just keeping it in place so Alford could attack like that for the loss, the tackle for loss, and it's 2nd and 13.
And really disciplined football right there. Guys understanding their job. Do not let him get outside of me. He slowed him down where he didn't have the option outside. Pittman was actually, I think, thinking about cutting that inside.
Yes.
And then was hit from behind.
Right.
Watch the wide side of the field at the top of the screen for Kennett. They've got a lot of room to work with there. Here is the play. Goes back up the middle, cut back here. Alford and cannot see the other man involved in that play just yet. That is Weathers.
Weathers and Hrvojevic in there too, I believe, maybe. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 10 for the Indians.
That was number 44 or 24, I believe, Pittman.
Oh, Pittman with the carry, yes.
3rd and 10, so Kennett needs to find something here to get the offense flowing. I believe one guy you got to find is Duncan, and he is at the top of the screen with his hand in the dirt. Here's Kennett. They'll roll far side, looking for help, and throws that out. Incomplete. Intended pass receiver was Caden Taylor.
Nolan Alford right in Jones's face. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and 10 for the Indians, and that brings on their punting unit.
Jim, we call his name a ton. It seems like just about every defensive set you're going to call Alford and Weathers on them.
Yeah, I would agree. They have done a very nice job there. Good pressure once again on the quarterback, and brings up 4th down.
So 4th down, that is number 12. Jim, can we get the check on who that punt didn't come up on? And he does now, and dangerous play for McDonald.
Yeah. Bad choice, Lee Michael, there. You just got to let that one bounce. Once it bounces like it, especially on this on regular grass and not turf, you got to let it go.
Yes, that's what I was about to comment. When the ball checks up like it did on the grass, don't touch it.
Yeah.
If it gives you a hard bounce straight in your arms, then you can take it and run.
Right. I wish my pitching wedge would check up like that punt just did. My golf game would be better if it did. Dexter once again starts inside Kennett territory at the Kennett 48.
Well, interesting now, Dexter is finding success in the passing game. I would almost say come out and throw first play right here. Let's see what they've got and do something. Loosen up the middle of that field. Kennett, again, struggles lining up.
Deep safety with Pittman.
Howard tosses that outside to Grams. Dexter stretches the field out, and Grams has got a 1st down run and more. Look at him go.
Big 1st down by Jet Grams there. For the 1st down.
Second time we've seen that play work very effective for Dexter. Folks, I am sorry the wind has picked up here, and I can hear it in my mic.
Yep. And
I'm sure you can hear it at home as well.
And we are high above Jerry Metz Stadium, so that's why you're catching the wind. Nice pickup there by Jet Grams as they just spread the field to the wide side. And we're going to have a timeout called by Kennett. Coach Webster wants to regroup defensively.
That is their second. We're going to take a quick 30-second break. Jim's going to check the scores when we come back, see if anything has changed. You're listening to High School Football on the Aycorp Media Networks.
The best fall tradition in Northeast Arkansas is back, Pumpkin Hollow. Make sure to try out all the exciting things that Pumpkin Hollow has to offer. Get in the action on the breathtaking zip lines. Get up close and personal with the friendly farm animals. Get lost in the enormous corn maze. Get your thrills at the scariest haunted attractions in Northeast Arkansas. And don't forget to pick out the perfect pumpkin or fall decoration to take home and enjoy. Only at Pumpkin Hollow, the fall tradition for the entire family.
We are back at Cherry Met Stadium in Kennett, Missouri. A couple of score updates. Cape Central leads Sykeston 6-0 in the first quarter. Park Hill Central all over Fredericktown 33-0. Valley still leads St. Genevieve 7-0, and Jackson all over Confluence Prep in the first quarter 34-0. And Farmington has tied it up with Bluff 7-7.
Jim, I'm going to say Park Hills is taking out a lot of frustration tonight. They're trying to show, hey, they're no joke right now.
Right.
Here's a pitch outside, and Farmer is hit hard.
Yeah.
What a play by Caden Taylor is he absolutely hammers Farmer.
Yeah, they knew that one was coming, I believe. Great play. And will be a second down and about 14. And, you haven't seen that, I know you've seen every Dexter game. The ones I've seen, you haven't seen that many tackles for loss like that against Dexter.
Not a whole lot, but, again, their playbook has come a little predictable in situations because Kennett read that so well.
Right.
And they had to see that so many times off tape. He quickly just jetted upfield and smoked Farmer.
So 2nd and 14 here.
That's the second week in a row Farmer's taking a big hit. Howard in the gun, has Grams behind him. McDonald, and that's going to be a false start on the line there for Dexter.
Yeah, a little jump there, and it'll move it back 5, and it'll make it 2nd and 19.
Kennett is needing a defensive stand, and they may have one going. Dexter looks to be taking a timeout of their own. So, Jim, we just got back off a timeout. Yep. We will keep it here as 6:23 left. Again, another big thank you to our sponsors tonight, Baker Implement, and the Case IH dealership. I know that is a big part of Southeast Missouri's Baker Implement. Malden, Dexter, Kennett in this area alone I know of. It's just such a big part of the farming community, and let's face it, that's what we're made up here in the Boot Heel.
Yeah, and it's, and they're them along with a number of other sponsors that we have during the course of the season. It's what allows us to bring you high school football, high school volleyball on a routine basis. When we talk about high school volleyball, just a reminder that this coming week we've got a couple of games. First, we're bringing you the first game played in the revamped Sykeston Fieldhouse as the Sykeston Bulldogs faced off against the Kennett Indians on Tuesday night. Then on Thursday night, on the 12th, we'll have the championship of the Boot Heel Conference Tournament for Malden High School. So that's the volleyball coming up on Aycorp Sports this week.
Dexter back to the wing T formation, 2nd and 20. Offered solo coverage up top of the screen. Here's McDonald going that way. Howard's going to roll out, has him open, and they threw it underneath and almost picked.
Almost picked off, just underthrown that time by Howard as he was backpedaling.
He never saw the deep pass because Alford had that one. Right. He could have walked into the end zone from there.
Howard had a little bit of pressure in his face that time too, and Kennett. I said Dexter leads 14-0, but Kennett's defense has done a fairly nice job of stopping the Dexter offense tonight.
And quickly, once the play turned, you could tell the play was set up to go underneath. Once Howard's body turned, he was on his back foot. There was no chance he could hit a guy deep then.
Right.
So. I'm a big fan of pocket play and passers, and boy, Dexter doesn't use it a whole lot. They may here as they have 3 wide to the bottom. Graham's behind Howard. Here's Howard looking quick. He's got a deep man's going to Farmer and going to be overshot.
Just overthrown a little bit. The wind behind him got him a little bit, and it'll bring up a 4th down, and should be a punting situation. Could have been, Dexter could have got by that time with a hold, it looked like. They didn't, no call, but they were fortunate there, I think. But it does bring up a 4th and 20, so Jackson Howard will have to punt, first punt of the night for Dexter.
I'm going to say the likelihood is Kennett would have denied that anyway and said, no, we'll just take the football here.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Dexter has a chance to pin them deep. Howard has done very good on kicks this year.
Wins at his back as well.
If he gets it up in the air and Dexter can get downfield to cover, look out. And he does. Very good kick. It's high. Pittman's going to let this roll and go into the end zone. So Kennett will get this at the 20-yard line as we get set to go with their next possession. 6:04 left in this one in the second.
Yeah, halfway through the second quarter here, Dexter leads 14-0, and Kennett just really offensively has had nothing to speak of so far tonight, Bobby. They probably don't have 60 yards of total offense, maybe?
I would say under 100, maybe 60 if that.
Right.
And they've tried to find something in the pass game. Dexter has covered well. We've talked about the speed there, just kind of locking that down. They're really in the middle of the field is where they had some success early in this football game. Can't really bounce it outside a whole lot. Dexter is also covered there.
Jackson Miller in the ball game for the Bearcats, I notice.
That is usually a spot R.J. Farmer's in. And there's pressure from Weathers. He misses there. And a throw down deep of the field and offered in coverage just turns around, and I'm not sure who touched that football, if it was Alford or Miller.
I think it was Miller that knocked that away. Really nice play there, and it'll be second down. Weathers put all sorts of pressure on Jones. He was in Jones's back pocket there a little bit.
I think Kennett gave up yards. That quarterback could have ran probably for a few yards, maybe not the first down, but he definitely had yards in front of him.
Right.
And he gave that up to try to throw the big play up over the top.
And that's probably a little sophomore mistake there, too, just learning. He'll watch that tape and hopefully learn from that and figure out when to run and when to throw it.
Here's Jones again. He looks to pass. He's got a man in a flat. Didn't take it early, and the pass over the middle to Morrison. Caught, and Dexter's going to stop him at about a gain of 6, we'll call it.
Nice arm, nice throw there by TJ Jones, or DJ Jones, excuse me, and it'll bring up, as you said, third down and probably 3 or so for the Indians.
And maybe an opportunity missed to get it in the speedster Pittman's hand.
Right.
If he got it out quick, I think Pittman may have had the sideline to take that up. Morrison, a nice catch on the play, though. 3rd and 3 for Kennett on their own 28-yard line. There's the snap. Jones looks to pass. No real targets open, and Dexter, that is Havorovich, incomplete. Almost had his second pick of the year.
Yes, he did. Just incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down now for Kennett from their own 28.
Again, recognition from Dexter. Alford peeled off the quarterback, stayed in coverage. He just let the quarterback sit, and Dexter settled for coverage more so than pursuing a quarterback right there.
Right. So Kennett looks as if they might go for it here on 4th and 2, or maybe they'll try to draw Dexter offside. We'll see what shakes.
Big gamble here for Kennett, and they do. Boy, you just can't do that. We talked so much last week about Dexter and their penalties with the 10 penalties for 100 yards. You just can't give that one up right there. And Dexter is a team who runs the freeze play themselves quite often.
Right.
You've got to know it's 4th and 2, and this team has not had a lot of success.
Right.
Why in the world would they take that chance already down 14-0?
Yep.
Still have a chance to stay in a ball game? They're probably trying to draw you right there.
Right, exactly.
That's just undisciplined football by Dexter.
Yeah, that was a bad mistake right there, no question.
Definitely still, it's a physical game, but boy, the mental side of it plays key, and Dexter missed out. Different look for Kennett. That is Jones pitches it outside. Fumble the football, and that is Pullum on it. Logan Pullum, the man always seems to be in the right place at the right time. Last week, recovered the fumble in the end zone for the touchdown.
Yes, that's right.
This week, he recovers the pitch and the fumble there. So Dexter will take over at the Kennett, we're going to call that the Kennett 33-yard line.
Will be 1st and 10. A big turnover there for the Bearcats after making the mistake on 4th down by jumping off sides. They get the turnover and get the ball back.
Well, Pullum has had a nice block already in the game. He had a touchdown catch and now a fumble recovery.
Yeah, he's had a good game.
And it's all in the first half.
Right.
Howard in the gun. He's got Grams behind him again. Snaps that. Grams takes it up the middle, hit immediately, and taken down right at the line of scrimmage. First man to hit him was number 50 for Kennett.
And that is Nelson Felix with the tackle. 2nd and 10, and the Bearcats, we've said it a number of times tonight, but have really had a hard time running the football against Kennett so far.
I'm still just a little surprised that Dexter has been this dedicated to try to just keep pounding the ball up the middle. It has not been there. Kennett is jumping every single snap and trying to get upfield. Quick screen passes you would think would happen there and be helpful. Anything to get the ball out of Howard's hands quick. Rollouts have been effective. And we're going to get a stop and play here.
Procedure penalty on the Bearcats. Illegal shift, I believe, will be the call.
So 2nd and 10 will move to 2nd and 15.
I didn't see the jump, but I'm sure it was. So it'll bring up, as you said, 2nd and 15 now from the 36.
Dexter has 4:17 to work with here in the second. Kennett doing all they can defensively to stop him.
It's not been Dexter's best offensive night for sure. Defensively, they played very well. Kennett has played really pretty well defensively, but really struggled offensively. That's sort of been the story of the game so far.
Dexter bringing McDonald all the way down to the bottom of the screen. That is Pullum tucked up near the sideline. Farmer in motion, offered to the top by himself. Quick pass outside. McDonald's got it upfield. He's got room. Now past the 30, down to the 20. Looks to get it out of bounds at the 13-yard line of Kennett. So, again, Dexter goes quick. Just as I said, get it out of Howard's hands.
Right.
You can't get through the line to him very quick when he's that fast with the football. So, McDonald utilized again in the pass game.
Well, and you just can't can't understand, I think, until you see McDonald on the field how quick he really is, because they thought they had an angle on him, and he just ran past 3 defenders there for the big gain.
Howard again checks that, and Dexter a little discombobulated on that one. Usually see them break the huddle very well.
Right.
Kennett now spreads out the middle of the field. Now Dexter may try to pound that ball right up the middle. A little bit more spread out. Here's Howard. He pitches that inside to Farmer, cuts it back to the middle. Nice run for Dexter. Probably a pickup. We're going to call it 6 or so on a play.
And that was a little more misdirection that time for Dexter, which they've not done as much of tonight. They've either tried to run the jet sweep or they've tried to run it straight up the middle, and that was a little more misdirection and picked up 6 yards.
Well, and if you're watching film on Dexter, if you can pack in the middle and just identify Farmer and McDonald, you're sitting in a good spot. And right there, Farmer just made a miss, but the passing game, I think, Jim, has loosened this defense up maybe a tad. Kennett still spread out a little bit on the field. Howard's going to roll out, pressure on him, throws that ball, tough play, and caught by McDonald. Touchdown, Dexter!
Lee Michael McDonald with a fantastic catch. And I did not see who it was, but somebody, one of the backs, picked up a blitzer just at the last second to give Jackson Howard the time to do that.
I want to say that's R.J. Farmer
I think
picking
that may
him
be
up.
right. I think that may have been who it was. Great job there, though, but picking that up, he really made that touchdown.
Kick by DeMint is good, so Dexter now goes up 21-0. 3:12 left in the second. We're going to take a 30-second break and be back here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
If Moreland's not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
Welcome back to Kennett. And, Jim, I have been asking and questioning all year long. I've been very highly critical, I would say, of the Dexter offensive game plan. Where has the pass game been? Well, it's showing up tonight.
It is. It is. It gives some other teams some things to worry about now as they play Dexter. Now DeMint puts it about 10 yards deep almost in the end zone, and he'll bring it back out to the 20.
As an impressive as leg as you will see in high school football on kickoffs.
Absolutely. Just some quick updates, Bobby. Scott City leads Chaffee 21-7. Cape Central 21-0 over Sykeston. Park Hill Central 40-0 over Fredericktown right now. 42-0 Portageville over Malden in the second quarter. Jackson over Confluence Prep 35-0. And Farmington has taken a 14-7 lead over the Poplar Bluff Mules.
Well, you can definitely tell up here, Jim, the weather has changed. Wind has definitely picked up out of the northwest tonight.
Yes. Actually, since just as before in the pregame to now, it's really picked up quite a bit.
Yes, it has. Fall has definitely fallen.
Yes, it has.
Here is Kennett. They're backing the gun. Bunched formation again near the line. Pittman takes that, looks up the middle. No yards there, really. I can't see who all was in that for Dexter. Looks like number 11 Weathers, number 10 by DeMint.
Sawyer Rauscher, though, really did a nice job from that nose tackle spot. He contained two guys there and allowed DeMint and those guys to get in there for that. Just a really good defensive line play.
Check that. That'll be either Gott or Coons. Rauscher
it was Coons, 79 Coons, not 73.
Yeah.
That's a dried out contact from the wind is what that is. Not being able to read the numbers very well.
Coons, not a whole lot of credit for what he does in the middle. Big guy, and a lot of times he takes on two guys at a time.
Yep.
Here's the snap. Pittman goes out wide quickly, looking to pass this Jones. Nobody really. He needs to take off and run with the football, and he finally does. Hrvojevic will take him down. Jones delayed that when he had people running and Dexter Bearcats trying to stay in coverage. He missed the opportunity to pick up yards.
Yes, he had the first down at least that time, Bobby. If he would have taken off, you're exactly right. And he just delayed too long, gave Jason Hrvojevic the time to get there and make the tackle.
So that leaves Kennett in a 3rd and 5 situation. Clock will kick under 2 now.
Dexter with, I believe, 2 timeouts left if I remember correctly, if they do get the ball back.
They have 2, and you got to wonder, does Kennett just run the football right here and don't do anything but get it away? Of course, they have not punted great tonight. Here is Pittman on the toss, and he fumbles it again. And there is a couple of Bearcats on him and hit. That is Wirtz and Weathers taking down Pittman, and he is down. Pittman slow to get up, took a big hit. So now Dexter takes the timeout as we well expected. So we're going to keep it here. So now here's Dexter. They have struggled on the run game. They have passed it very well tonight. They've got a minute 30 to work with. And you've got plays now you can try to get downfield. You've got 21-0. You've got a chance on a kick return here. If McDonald will play this a little shorter, knowing the wind is at his back, stopping this, get the punt, get it upfield, and you got a chance to stick another one in the end zone yet before we go to half.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say even I'd go so far as to say I might try to put a little pressure on the punter here as well. You got to be careful. You don't want to run into him. We saw that happen the last week or so. But you put a little pressure on him. You get a shank or something off the side of the foot, and all of a sudden you got the ball maybe at the 30, 35. Really helps you your field position.
It does there. We'll see what Dexter does with McDonald if he actually brings that up tighter. Kennett's got the football, 4th and 9 from their 21. Going to be a punting situation. See where McDonald goes. He's been about his 45. If I'm McDonald, I'm probably going to come up to the 50. If you kick it over my head, just let it go.
Right.
And he may go. He's shortened up. He can take. He's going to let it bounce.
And it gets a pretty good bounce. Going to hit about the 49 of Dexter.
So not bad there for Dexter. I don't even know, Jim, if he comes up shorter on that. Can he get much of a return? Coverage can get downfield quick when it's only kicked that far.
Right, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if he could have picked up anything. He's quick enough. Who knows what might have happened, but you're right. I don't know what you can. 1:21 to go here before halftime. Just a reminder, we'll have Matthew Poole up here at halftime to talk about Farm Credit of Southeast Missouri, and we're looking forward to that conversation we're going to have with him.
Dexter now, they've got passing games working for them. That'll be pull them all the way to the bottom of the screen beside McDonald. Offer to the far top, and there is Farmer next to the line there. So 4 wide set for Dexter. They're definitely looking to pass the football here. Here's Howard. He looks. Pressured hard, and he's going to be taken down for a loss. That will change the dynamics of what Dexter wants to do there.
Yeah, that would be Caleb Duncan in there. Yeah, I would say now, Bobby, with 1:07 to go.
So looking down the field real quick, sorry to interrupt you there.
That's okay. That's all right.
I'm looking down the field. Dexter sent 4 deep. I'm not understanding why you send 4 deep on there. So we're going to send 4 verticals. And now Howard, there's no way he can get rid of that football. There was no opportunity for him to pass the football, do anything, as Dexter's letting us clock down. I'm assuming it's just going to run the football and go to half.
Yeah, I would think so now.
That was very interesting by Dexter on that play set. I'm going to give him a safety route. I may send 3 vertical, but not 4. Give him a chance to get rid of the football. McDonald in motion. Here's the snap. Howard out to Alford quick. He's got it. He's got room and hit and taken down. If he could have got to the outside, he had maybe a touchdown, but nothing there.
Initial a good block by Lee Michael McDonald, but nothing there, as you said. That's going to be 19 seconds, and I think we'll probably run the clock out here and be happy to go to halftime at 14-0 for the Bearcats.
Alford got up a little awkwardly. He took a hit right there toward the hip area.
Yeah, and Lee Michael McDonald as well was sort of, I noticed, hobbled off, so we'll see how that all plays out here as we go to halftime. It's 21-0 at halftime, Bobby.
21-0, Dexter leads it. Folks, give us a few seconds here. We're going to take at least a 30-second break. Jim, do you see your man up here yet?
I do not.
We are going to go on maybe a 1 to 2 minute break. Yes. Try to get our guy up here we're interviewing. Sure. We will be back here at the halftime from Kennett. 21-0 Dexter.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
Welcome back to Kennett High School. We'd like to welcome to the booth one of our great sponsors, Matthew Poole with Farm Credit Southeast Missouri. Appreciate you coming up to talk to us tonight.
You bet. I made it up the steps, didn't fall, so all is well.
That's a trick to get up here sometimes. It's a
Pretty
little iffy.
tough.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's start off with a little background of Farm Credit. How long has Farm Credit been serving the farmers of Southeast Missouri?
Okay, so Farm Credit Southeast Missouri has been in existence since 1917. We have 7 branch offices around the Southeast Missouri region. The local branch here at Kennett, then we have a branch at Dexter, Charleston, Jackson, Sykeston, Poplar Bluff, and Portageville. Those are our 7 branches serving, the people, the farmers and the agribusiness people of Southeast Missouri.
Well, you sort of mentioned it there. So then tell me sort of what the main vision or the mission or whatever of Farm Credit. It's different than a bank, certainly. So what's the vision, sort of?
Yeah. So we're actually a GSE, and we are chartered by the United States government to always provide credit for agriculture. So the difference being is that, a bank can provide credit for anybody in the community. We are mandated to provide credit for ag and ag-related businesses. So good times, bad times, that's our mission is agriculture. So we provide financing for operating needs, intermediate needs, which are like equipment or land improvements, grain bins,
sure,
and of course land purchases, land improvements, like I said. We do have a country living type home program that we use as well. And then we sell crop insurance. That's our other product that we do.
Okay. So that really gives the farmer a lot of assurance to know they've got a place to go to find credit, because in that farming industry, one year you have a great year, the next year the weather's terrible or whatever. I mean, so that really gives them some comfort, I would guess.
Well, we would like to think so. I mean, I've been in lending and ag lending for 27 years, and we've probably been, with plenty of exceptions, but we've been in a 20-year agricultural boom, and it's been wonderful to see. As I'm getting more experienced all these years, second, third generations that I'm dealing with come in and pick up where their families were farming before. So farming is a family business. People might think, well, they farm 5,000-10,000 acres, but these are still family farms.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. So you say you've been 27 years. How long with Farm Credit?
Been at 20 years.
20 years. That's a long time. So it's it's a lot about your reputation and all of your folks' reputation, really, so these farmers have that comfort then.
Well, right, and I appreciate you saying that. We have a lot of longevity, especially in our lending positions, but also in our customer service positions as well. The people who are actually taking the money, depositing the money in the bank for these people, there's a lot of trust, and that's one of the things we preach to young employees is the customers have to trust us, because that's our business is built on trust, and that works both ways. So and we're very fortunate. We've got a wonderful customer base. They're family, and so they've been with us. We'll tell people they've been with us 40, 50, 60 years.
Right.
And that's pretty cool.
Right, exactly. So now that we're at harvest season, if somebody needed something to maybe buy some new equipment here at the end of the year for tax purposes or whatever, how would they get a hold of you?
Well, at Kennett, you can reach us at 573-888-6624, or you can drop by our office at 811 South Bypass here in Kennett. We're open 7:30 to 4 Monday through Friday. You can look us up on the internet at farmcreditsemo.com. But you can find me pretty well in Kennett around here. People can find me. I'm around all the time.
All right. Well, let's switch gears a little bit. Talk about the football game tonight. You said before we came on the air you weren't as excited about it as I was, probably being from Dexter. But your defense is really, even though they gave up 21 points, has played pretty well.
Right. They've been on the field a long time.
Yeah.
The offense has really struggled. And I'm a little surprised at times Kennett has shown that they can move the ball. But, tonight they have not been able to move the ball. Passing has been way off. The run blocking, when they have had runs, have been called back for holding.
Yeah.
And Kennett, they've had a pretty smooth schedule, with the exception of the New Madrid game.
Right.
And so we knew this was going to be a tough game, and Dexter has, quite honestly, they've missed 2 or 3 or 4 chances with deep balls that were either dropped or are pretty well defended. So Dexter's offense, the quarterback's got a strong arm, man. He can throw.
And it's interesting because we've done a number of Dexter games. I think this is our 4th maybe we broadcast this year, and we've really not seen him throw the football that much. But because of Kennett's defensive line, I think Coach Jamerson has had to throw the football a little more. And luckily, like you said, Jackson Howard's got a pretty good arm. We got some pretty good receivers out there. But and Dexter also, the one thing Dexter's got this year, I think, and maybe you comment, the quickness. They're a really quick group this year.
Yeah. So Kennett has some speed at running back, but so far they've not been able to get the edge left or right. And then we've had some sloppy turnover type play. We had a ball dropped here on 3rd down right before halftime. We had the turnover. We were fortunate. Dexter was driving early, and they fumbled.
Right.
And so, really, Dexter could be up 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Right.
So, can Kennett, which I don't think has positive yardage right now, if they're going to have to sustain a drive to begin the 3rd quarter, or otherwise, this game could get out of hand.
Right. Well, Matt, it's been really a pleasure talking to you this evening. We want to give you a big thanks and all the Farm Credit Southeast Missouri folks for the support of Aycorp Sports and the high school athletes, and in particular the farmers, because I just saw a meme today on Facebook. You may use a doctor once a week. You may see a lawyer once a year, but you need a farmer 3 times a day, don't you?
You do, and around here we're so blessed with wonderful soil. Wonderful soil. We have a water table that allows for excellent irrigation, and then we've just got some really good farmers, really good producers. These men and women are. They don't really think of themselves as this, but they're scientists almost. Because the practices they use is so much better than they were even 20, 30, 40 years ago, because technology has just changed the game. They can get the crop in so much faster. They can get the crop out so much faster. Right. So it's amazing, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. I grew up on a farm, and to still have my finger in the pie, so to speak, it's fun to do.
Well, your excitement shows, and that's a good thing to do. You always like to be excited about your profession and the people you deal with. So thanks once again. We really appreciate you and your support. We'll take about a 2-minute break here, and then we'll be back with second half activities. You're watching high school football on the Aycorp Sports Network.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
Julep, julep, julep.
If more than not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
Does your business need, literally anything? When we founded C&S Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. C&S has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, well, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
First State Bank and Trust is more than just products and services. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by your local First State Bank and Trust to explore all of your financial options. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
What First State Community Bank means to me is, it says it in its name, community.
We're family, we care about one another, whether it's in our SEMO markets or we can reach out to someone in Farmington, Columbia. They're always there to assist.
We are very customer focused. Our employees do a great job with listening to the customers.
The tellers know 100% of all customers by their name.
If you want to feel at home, then walk into the doors of First State Community Bank.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagrow 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
Cameron Bunting Parker, Missouri State Representative, District 150, Dunklin, Pemiscot, and Butler County.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
Welcome back to a windy and breezy night here in Kennett, Missouri, as the Dexter Bearcats lead 21-0 over Kennett. Just over 4 minutes left here at halftime before we get back. In the game so far, scoring for Dexter, they struck first with, in the first quarter, 3 minutes 16 seconds on the clock. Jet Graham carries for a touchdown of 1 yard as Dexter goes up 7-0 on a kick by DeMint. Followed by 8:52 left in the second quarter. Howard connects on a pass to Logan Pullum for a 3-yard touchdown. DeMint also with the extra point there. And then Howard again with 3:12 left in the second quarter. He connects on a pass to Lee Michael McDonald for a 7-yard play as Dexter runs their lead up to 21-0. In the scorebooks, first downs, Dexter has 10 first down. Kennett has 1. Rushing yards, Dexter 24 runs for 81 yards. Kennett 8 rushes, -4 yards. Passing, Dexter has 90 in the game. Kennett 9. On that, Dexter 7 of 12. Kennett 2 of 8 so far. Total offense, Dexter has 36 plays for 171 yards. Kennett 5 plays for 16 yards. On the kickoffs, Dexter has 1 kickoff, 12 yards on that. Kennett 1 for 10. Punts 1 for 43. Kennett 4 for 30 yards. Fumbles, Dexter has fumbled once, lost 1. Kennett 1 fumble and lost 1 as well. Penalties in the game. Dexter, one area they have cleaned up a little bit better so far, Jim, I think. 4 penalties, 20 yards. Kennett 4 for 28. Time of possession in the game, 10 minutes and 18 seconds for Dexter and 12 minutes and 35 seconds for Kennett, as I will turn the individual stats over to Jim Riker.
Yeah, so individual leaders for the Bearcats, 10 carries for Jet Grahams tonight for 46 yards, a long of 15. Lee Michael McDonald, 7 carries for 33 yards with a long of 11. R.J. Farmer, 5 carries for 6 yards. That's sort of a surprising number there. And then Nolan Alford a carry for 6 yards. As Bobby mentioned, 7 of 12 passing for Jackson Howard, 90 yards and 2 TDs. 12 passes, Bobby, may be about as many passes as they've thrown in any one ball game this year.
It is. The highest they had met was Kennett. They passed 12 times in that football game. They've already met it tonight.
Right, exactly. So Lee Michael McDonough with 4 catches for 62 yards and a TD. R.J. Farmer, 1 catch for 19. Nolan Alford a catch for 6. And Logan Pullum a catch for 3 yards and a touchdown there. As Bobby mentioned, punting, Jackson Howard 1 for 43 yards. Avoyevich with 3 tackles. Wirtz with 2. DeMint with 2. Farmer with 2. For the Kennett Indians, 5 carries for 7 yards for Marquise Pittman. Ty Jones, the quarterback, 3 carries for minus 11 yards, which gives them the minus 4 yards total. Ty Jones, 2 of 8 for 9 yards with a long of 7. Henson with 1 catch and Pittman with 1 catch for the Indians. Caleb Duncan with 4 tackles. Jamaico Tolliver with 4 tackles. Kalen Henson with 3, and Austin Gaddis with 2 tackles for the Kennett Indians. And that's sort of the individual stats there as Kennett's back out on the field to warm up. The Bearcats from Dexter on their way out. And so, Bobby, I think it's been interesting that the Bearcats have had to go to a little more of a passing game tonight, not the running yardage they typically would get on a given night, but 7 of 12, which shows we've talked about that Jackson Howard has a nice arm, 7 of 12 for the night, and done a pretty nice job. A fumble down close to the goal line could be a bigger score, but Kennett's defense has done generally a pretty nice job.
You know, and Jim, living in the community of Dexter, you hear a lot of people talk. There's a lot of people who thought that, Dexter should be throwing the football a little bit more than they do. And let's face it, they have a ton of athletic ability on this team. And it's nice to see the night that they decide to start throwing the football, the kids are performing the way they need to. That aspect of the game coming through for them on that, definitely something I think that will play into next week's matchup. When you go to Park Hills, they're going to be tough in coverage. They're going to be tough from the linebacker on the defensive line standpoint. This is something Dexter needed in a big way, I think, to show tonight that they can pass the football. And they still have another half to go, and I suspect they will pass it until they don't need to anymore if the game's out of hand at that point. But I think you want to see Dexter keep establishing what they can do in their offense. And right now for Kennett, they've just got to find some offense. Some of it just nowhere to run. Dexter's speed has played very well in defense, but some decision-making from the quarterback, he's got to find lanes and opportunities to get the football upfield.
Yeah, I would agree wholeheartedly. And part of that is, let's be honest, Dexter, they're so quick on defense, they've really shut down any outside game that Marquise Pittman might have had, and the coverage has been really, really good defensively, and they've put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. So it's part of it is Kennett maybe hasn't executed very well, but part of the execution is because Dexter has executed very well on defense.
Well, and you notice 2 names we did not call as leaders in the stats book on defense was Alford and Weathers.
Right.
This is a game where Dexter's had to get out and coverage a little bit more, cover the outsides. Different kids showing up in that stat book. That's nice to see, too, for Dexter, just from that standpoint that they can do those things. Interesting enough, Jim, I look across the way, Nolan Alford is not with a team in warm-ups. Kind of jogging on the side, I saw loosen up. He did get up from that tackle when he had the 6-yard reception.
Right.
And kind of had a funny limp off the field. Got a text from across the way. Angela texted me, said he had a funny limp walking off too. Something the way it hit, we will have to check his prognosis. Generally, he is a tremendous factor on what they do defensively.
Right.
And he's still not really with the team, kind of off to the side there. We will see he's with the trainer now. How that would affect Dexter as they go along here. Kennett, I think still they've got a chance to get back in football, but
sure.
It all starts with this first kickoff. I think this is a must-score drive for Kennett right away when they get football back.
I would agree. I think they have to put together a scoring drive, get some offense going, and get a scoring drive to get back in the ballgame or it could get out of hand. Just real quick, the other scores around the area. Scott City at halftime leads Chaffee 28-7. Cape Central late in the second quarter over Sykeston 33-0. East Prairie 37-0 over Donovan in the second. At halftime, Valley leads St. Genevieve 14-0. At halftime, Park Hills Central 53-0 over Fredericktown. At halftime, 42-0 Portageville over Malden. Kelly leads Hayti at halftime 26-0. New Madrid County 27-6 over Perryville. Jackson 49-0 at halftime, or in the first half over Confluence Prep. And Farmington and Poplar Bluff 14-7 at the half. And last night, Crothersville 54-6 over Charleston. So really, the only competitive game in the area tonight at this point in time, really competitive, is the Farmington-Poplar Bluff game. Everything else has sort of been mismatches tonight.
Jim, real quick while I've got a chance, something our viewers will not want to miss. October the 20th, our team, Aycorp Media, Barry Aycock, sits down with Jadis Jones and talks about his decision of where he made to go to college. That's Coastal Carolina. You know, what really played into that decision? Was it the beaches? Was it just the university? Was it getting out of Southeast Missouri and getting to play somewhere where the mosquitoes are not as bad?
Right.
Folks, you will only find that information out if you tune in to the interview he has coming up on October the 20th. So, and also the game of the week, Thursday night, October 19th, we'll be playing the Jadis interview again for, I think we have that game coming up on the 19th, maybe.
Yes, we do.
Yes, and then the interview the 20th as he has that. So, one you don't want to miss on October the 20th, Jadis Jones coming up in that one. We will have the game. It is at New Madrid this year, Portersville, New Madrid.
Right.
Jim, I think that is shaping up. I've tried to follow along a little bit more with Portersville. I think that is shaping up to be a really, really good football game.
I think it's got a chance to be a dandy. I agree with you hardly.
And New Madrid has not been the offensive force. Now, last week they put up 54 on Kennett, but they haven't been the offensive force here of late that I thought they were maybe earlier, as that is kicked again into the end zone by Dement. So, you know, that is kind of interesting how that's playing for
Portageville, that game,
for Portageville, yeah, coming into that, because, you know, New Madrid maybe not putting up the points you'd expect against a stronger team. You know, Caruthersville was 27-0, and I think Portersville is going to put up a very, very competitive contest there.
I think you're exactly right. I agree wholeheartedly with that.
As for here, Kennett's got the football. They will take it at the 20-yard line. Alford back on the field for Dexter, so he seems to be okay after the half here. Different formation for Kennett right now.
Wow.
Very differently set up. Here is Jones, hands out inside to Pittman. Pittman hit immediately, Alford on the initial hit and tackle.
So just a power formation that time for the Indians. They weren't very successful in the first half moving the football outside, so they've just lined up with sort of two fullbacks and Pittman in the backfield. And I think they're saying we're going to sort of ride our horse here in Pittman and see what we can do.
So they get 5 on the play, 2nd and 5 for Kennett. Ball at the 25. Same formation again. Kennett looks to be trying to line up, play a little bit more power football. He will try to bounce to the outside, and there's Havorovich cleaning up. Good job by Kennett on the block there. They double-teamed Alford. He could not get free, and that gave a little bit of running room to the outside.
But still, we're going to bring up about 3rd down and 3 here after the tackle by Havorovich.
The wind has really picked up here in this third quarter.
Yeah, it has. Jones brings the play in from the sidelines. He went over to the bench to get the play.
You know, and right here, the formation, I think there's going to be some luck, and I don't know if Kennett's going to come back to that same formation or not. They're trying to use power football to the edge and beat that outside backer and contain him inside. Same formation. Let's see if they go to it again. Here they go. Going to go the opposite way now. They've got the pitch, and here it is to Pittman, and Wirtz is got him right in. Kennett's going to get the first down.
Yep, first down. Good job by Wirtz that time to hold him up and wait for the rest of the team, and they gang tackle there. But it is a first down. He gets out to the 34. So Kennett's only their 2nd first down of the night, I believe.
Yeah, very good play call there, using the wide side of the field. A lot of space to get out into and run. And you could just see the pitch coming right there. Now, Pittman has had trouble handling tonight, so a little bit of nervousness for Kennett, but wise move using the wide side of the field. Now they have to go back into the teeth of that defense for Dexter to the wide side if they go, and they try to with Pittman. He goes up the middle and hit there, pull him in on it, and also number 53, Caleb Gott.
It's going to be a pickup of about 5 yards, though, that time. Ran away from the double backs in the backfield that time, but picked up 5. Interesting, Coach Webster with just a totally different approach here in the second half.
Yeah, and he had to do something. It wasn't working in the air or the ground. Power football right now is what he's going to try. Be interesting if Dexter tries to make any substitutions there to match that up front. Here is Jones, tosses that outside to Pittman. He is pursued by Alford and drugged down. Yeah. What a play by Nolan Alford. And I think they're going to get Kennett for a hold as well.
I think that's right. I think I saw a flag fly in there, but great play by Nolan Alford there to run down, fight off the block, run down Pittman and make the tackle. We'll see if Dexter wants to accept the penalty or not, if there is one.
I think they're going to deny the penalty. That's going to be about a third.
Face mask on Dexter, actually.
Wow.
Face mask on Dexter.
I'm not sure who that would come from because Alford had him from behind, so it can't be there on the face mask unless he hit it going by him.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but it's going to be a first down for Kennett this away.
Yeah, the play was running away from us, so it's hard to see.
Well, only 5 yards that time.
Jim, I did not know we had accidentals for 5 versus a 15-yarder.
I did not know that either. Live and learn, I guess.
I'm sure I will get the rundown on that if Nolan was involved in that when we get home tonight. But here is Jones. He rolls near side pass, and there's going to be a penalty on Dexter. That is an incomplete
late
pass.
Hit on Hrvojevic, I believe, there.
He definitely took at least an extra step into him. When you've got a good, clean hit on a quarterback, you always take it. But he had room to check up or miss the quarterback on that play.
Right. And that's 2 penalties in a row on the Bearcats here and giving Kennett some opportunities.
Well, I spoke too soon at halftime. I said penalties. Only 4 for 20 yards. And now we have picked up 2 additional right here on this drive for Dexter.
Right.
As they are now sitting, that will make 6 for, I believe, 35 yards.
Yep. First down for the Indians. All the way into first time they've been in Dexter territory tonight.
Well, we said it was a must-score drive for Kennett. They are moving the football right now. Right side of the football field, maybe where they're going. That is Duncan and Thompson up there at the top of the screen on the line for the Indians. They're going to run strong that way, and also the power backs with them. Here's the run. They go that way, and a good run. Dexter struggling to catch up, and they're not going to get him. There he goes to the 10. Touchdown, Kennett.
And Kennett with an 80-yard drive.
But, Jim, I'm trying to get to the Kennett names and numbers here, and I just can't find it. Number 10.
That is Kylan Henson with the touchdown.
So Henson takes it all the way to the house of somewhere around a 48-yard run for Kennett.
And then, as we said, a 80-yard drive as well, and they just played power football and ran it down Dexter's throat there.
But and Dexter better take notes. They may have to bring in a guy like a Glaus or maybe Billingsley to beef up that line right there. Here's the play. Kennett's got it down and blocked by Dexter. That is Landon Weathers coming through on the play, blocks that extra point. So 21-6, Kennett on the board here in the third.
And just a good adjustment by the Indians there as they went to the full house backfield, power football, and drove it down the field. As you said, Bobby, Dexter's going to have to now make an adjustment on the sideline defensively to either muscle up a little bit, put a little more girth out there or something to change that around a little bit.
Well, the drive started for Kennett at their own 20 on the touchback. 20 yards worth of penalties for Dexter, so that would take it to the 40.
Right.
60 yards of offense, and they were at only, I believe, maybe
16, I believe
16
you said.
at the half.
Right.
Impressive drive to start out this half for Kennett.
Sure was. Dexter's maybe contemplating that there would be an onside kick here with the wind the way it is. We'll see.
McDonald and Farmer back deep for Dexter. McDonald at the bottom of the screen, Farmer to the top. Caden Taylor to kick it off for Kennett. He does. It is short, and Farmer has gone too far back. He should have come up. He's got that now at the 20. Goes outside and tiptoes out at about the 26, we'll say.
Yeah, you always want to catch it if you can as opposed to letting it hit the ground.
Well, and you have no choice on that. You've got to catch that football. There's no avoiding that one.
Right, so Dexter will take over 1st and 10. Their own 26, trying to get some momentum back here as Kennett has scored to start the second half.
Well, Jim, I got a text from a friend back home. Didn't agree with the face mask call, thought it was a hold, but I'm still not sure. And they know who I'm talking about. They just text me. If you can't tell me who that they were calling that on, I'm not sure is that Alford coming across or what. I'm just interested. The rest of the folks at home may be as well if they got a good look at it. Alford to the bottom of the screen. That is Howard in the gun. Has Grams behind him. Kennett stacked in tight again, and they jump.
That should be 5 on the Indians, I believe. It is offside, so they'll make 1st and 5 for the Bearcats. Wind at their back to start the second half.
Well, Dexter's been very good at freeze play, and they got 5 here, so I'm not sure that was a play they initially had called. I think that was just a double clutch from Howard. But Kennett jumps. Dexter's got it 1st and 5. That is McDonald in motion. He's got it, got room to run. He goes to the outside and cuts back and cleaned up. Jim, we talked about cutbacks, and that was one there. Number 6 for Kennett, and here comes a flag.
And I don't know who that's going to be on, whether that's on Dexter or unsportsmanlike on Dexter or on Kennett. We'll see.
Well, somebody had some extra verbiage to say at the end of the play, right. I'm guessing.
Right. Somebody's got to. Yeah, that's where Lee Michaels got to cut that ball back. Sometimes you just got to take what you can get out of it and see what you can do. It's going to be a.
That's against Kennett.
Kennett.
Well, Jim,
hold against Kennett.
That's a personal foul against Kennett.
Foul, okay.
McDonald had the yards. So where do you always want the body to fall? Forward. And he didn't take the forward shot.
Right.
He tried to cut back. When that play goes that far to the outside and you know they're in pursuit, and it's not a fast play there. He wasn't at top speed. He ran out and kind of started stutter stepping. Good football teams will cover that backside cut. There's always guys staying at home there, and McDonald just got met by it.
Right. Exactly right.
So sometimes if you don't know the field, I guess is what I'm saying. If you don't know the field where the cutback is, you can't do that because you're going to get your clock cleaned at some point.
Right. Exactly right.
Dexter gets it to the line, wing T formation again. Farmer in motion, hands to Grams up the middle, and he's met. Kennett has all night long stuffed Dexter up the middle of the football field. They only have it for a loss of 1, but it looked a lot.
Controlled by the defensive unit, and really Kennett has done a great job defensively on their line and their linebackers of overwhelming the offensive line of the Bearcats right now.
Dexter now will have it 2nd and 11. They break the huddle wing T again, offered to the bottom. That is McDonald at the top and Farmer tucked in to the line here at the bottom of the screen. Farmer in motion. Howard looks to pass. He had McDonald immediately, and Howard, he's not out of the tackle box. I'm not sure if, I guess they're saying that is Grams would be the intended receiver. But Grams wasn't there.
There's the flag. There's the flag. I think the referee was just looking to see if he was out of the box or not. That'll be intentional grounding on the Bearcats.
Well, Jim, one thing I'm seeing right away for Dexter in this passing game, some mistakes I'm seeing, everything is a deep drop for Dexter. 2 or 3 steps, and instead of taking it so deep, 1, 2, get it out of your hand quick. Deep drops, and he missed the deep pass because McDonald was wide open, and that's where their head went first, was to McDonald. He was open, and then he goes backwards and under pressure.
Right. So the second half has not started for Dexter certainly the way they wanted to by any matter of means. It's a loss of down, so this is going to be 3rd down and a long way for the Bearcats. Good job of the officiating crew right there of waiting to see if he was out of the box and do all the things they were supposed to do there.
But and as big as the offensive line is for Dexter, this is the first game we've really seen them struggle with any amount. I mean, they've, as a whole, it has not been an offensive line night for Dexter.
Right, exactly right.
Kennett has stacked the box all night long, more spread out on the field than they have been all game long right here. Alford sits to the top of the screen by himself, soft coverage by Kennett. That is Turnbow in motion. Howard, deep drop again, screen pass to Farmer. Nice play for Dexter. He's got room up the sideline and going to be taken down at about the Kennett 46-yard line.
That was a nice pickup, though, to give Dexter the chance to punt it down deep for Kennett.
4th and a long 6 for Dexter on this situation.
Punt team comes in for the Bearcats.
And that's one of the best play calls, I think, for Dexter tonight.
Yes.
Kennett has been bringing pressure all night long. Dump it off on the screen, let the pressure come, and get it out there to that screen. Dexter in a shotgun look. Howard now will drop to punt. Kennett has a man deep. Dexter with a win in their back. Howard gets it off, and it is a beauty again for Howard. That is not going to check up, though, so it goes into the end zone. And Kennett will take the ball at the 20. Folks, we'll take a 30-second break and be back here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
Does your business need, literally anything? When we founded C&S Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. C&S has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, well, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
Back here, Kennett has the football. Same setup again as a power front they had last series. They're going to hand that to Pittman, go that away, and he is hit at the line of scrimmage and breaks through. Looks like DeMint and maybe Jackson Miller on the tackle for Dexter.
So pickup of about 8 there, and this once again, this power offense from the power offense for Kennett is really being effective right now. The Bearcats have got to figure out something on that defensive line, whether it's to go to a 4-man front or what.
And that's what I think. Pull one of your backers and get bigger up front right here just to withstand the charge. Kennett is running really on that play. They're running behind their best offensive lineman in Kevin Thompson, and I believe a lot of that also Caleb Duncan on the outside of the end with a hand in the ground. And they've got a third one out there now as Pittman will come near side, and Dexter has to come up and makes a play there. That is DeMint on the play.
They'll have the first down, though, I believe. Yeah, you will for sure, because this is the 32, so.
And first time, tonight after the half, Kennett's had the football now. They've got Dexter guessing a little bit on defense.
Yes.
Early in the game, there was no guessing. Dexter covered everything. Dexter's struggling right now on their heels. Still have a nice lead, but they need to figure it out defensively. You would imagine Kennett will keep pounding the football.
Well, you would sure think so. I mean, until they're going. First off, they're going into the wind. Second off, until Dexter figures out how to stop it, you would think they would keep doing it.
Dexter, definitely their worst offensive set last series in the game. Kennett hands that. That's going to come near side to Taylor. There is Hrvojevic. He knocks him out of bounds, and they're going to get him for the extra shove. I'm
not a fan of that either.
Yeah, I mean, there was no malicious play or contact there. It may have been the shove. I will give him that, but
if you threw him to the ground, absolutely it's a penalty. No question about it.
And, Jim, that's going to be the second 15-yarder on Hrvojevic.
Yep,
he has given them 30 yards of offense tonight in penalties.
Right. That, though, I would question that one a little bit. He did. I'm with you, Bobby. He gave him a shove, but.
And I think thinking back about that, it's where he gave the shove. He was already well out of bounds when he shoved.
Yes,
and that's going to catch the eye because at that point you shove him all the way out to the pavement.
Right.
When the play was over.
That's true. That is true. And but that's the kind of play you cannot have. Teams that are contending for district championships can't make those kind of plays.
And subsequently, one of your biggest tacklers of the night for Dexter, Hrvojevic, out of the game.
Right.
Here's the inside hand to Pittman again. Tries to get it upfield, met by DeMint in on the play.
Pickup of about 3 that time. Hrvojevic back in the ball game now.
Well, either he talked himself back in or the coaches gave him enough of an earful. He said, yes, sir, I won't do it again.
I would guess there was an earful that he got right there. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah, I don't think they were making friends over there on the sidelines.
No, I doubt it.
Kennett moving the football very well right now. 2nd and 7. Taking it to Dexter right now on the ground. Dexter comes in a little tighter to the front maybe right now, trying to bunch in. Run up the middle, and several Bearcats gang tackle there.
DeMint part of that, and a flag down the field.
Yeah, that's going to go against Kennett right there. They just pounded on Alford. Alford on the ground and pounded on him.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
I'm sure that's going against Kennett as Alford got up, kind of hobbling and limping as he has since right before the half.
See, they're talking it over here.
And Alford now checking out of the game. He's waving somebody in.
Let's see what a long discussion here, and we're going to have a.
Well, Alford's not going to leave it. There he is finally coming off. He's got somebody.
Against Kennett.
Personal foul penalty against Kennett.
And that brings, for Dexter, I believe that brings maybe Womble in the ball game. So this will be a personal foul and move Kennett back here.
So that's a lot of size Dexter gives up right there. Womble coming in versus Alford. I'm not saying anything bad about Womble, but there's a definite size difference right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that is going to be a 15-yarder against Kennett. And I'm sure that flag was thrown right there in the area where Alford was laying on the ground. I don't know who of Kennett was standing there. We're
going to go back further here.
That is an extremely long penalty, Jim. That play happened near the 35, I would say, maybe.
Must have been from the line of scrimmage. That's all I can figure.
Yeah, maybe so. That would have to be from the line of scrimmage.
And it's third down because it was after the play was over. It doesn't go back to second down either.
Well, it's third and about 20 to 30 yards or so, I guess. Here is a pass play. Dexter's coming after him strong. Hit and incomplete. Now, that's the way you hit the quarterback. Right. They bumped him, and they did not hold on. They just bumped with contact and let it go.
Right.
Smart defensive play. That was Womble and, I believe, Dement in pursuit of the Jones.
Yes, and you're exactly right, Bobby. That's what you do. You shove a little bit, but you don't knock him down, and you don't put a full-out hit on him. And he did, because you knew he was throwing it away, so it's fourth down, and Kennett will have to punt into the wind.
4th and 22. Dexter, McDonald's going to come in. He's going to have a chance to get a return on this.
Now, I'd like to see him catch it in the air as opposed to taking it off the ground, if it's at all possible.
Yeah, shorten up if you can. Kennett's going to get downfield. Dexter did not give any attempt to block, and they're just going to let that roll.
Yeah, and that's all you can do there, right. All you can do. So it's going to drop dead at about the 38. So
looking across the way, Alford is standing on the sidelines, not into the game. That is, I believe, Neely comes in for his spot now. Dexter's got it up 21-6, 4:21 left here in the third quarter. Offense has been a little anemic for Dexter. Kennett has been very, very strong on defense.
Yeah, they really have. They've really shut down the Dexter running game tonight, which has been Dexter's bread and butter all along, and we assumed that would happen at some point.
First time I really remember Dexter being under 100 yards at a halftime running the football as a team.
Right.
And now Dexter late getting a man on the field. That is Hrvojevic.
Goes with a full house backfield a little bit.
Yeah, I can't count the people from here leaned over, but here is Graham's nice run for Jet. Graham's up the field, and first down yardage for him. And now there's a flag out of bounds as Graham's is hit.
Yeah, things are getting a little chippy out there right now.
Well, that's one guy I don't think you're going to really hurt. He has taken a pounding out of the backfield this year, and he just keeps on going.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But that should add 15, I would guess, to the end of the run, and that will be a personal foul. So that'll move it all the way down inside the 35, maybe.
Well, Jim, I've got to ask, who is number 17 for Kennett? I think that is Ray.
Yeah, I don't have a 17 in my program here.
I thought I saw in the other program there. I think that his last name is Ray. He just made an extremely athletic move, laying on his back, and flipped up to his feet without using his hands. He just rolled back and flipped up as that play was unfolding there after the penalty. You have to note those things when you see it because it's very eye-catching when you have those abilities.
Dexter got their at Kennett 32 now.
Dexter, different set here. McDonald out of the game, and that looks like Connor Hill that is now pulling him in motion down to the other side. Dexter bringing in a power package as well. Now to Grams again. Bounces it outside. Good run. Stays on his feet. Stacked up after a gain of, we're going to say, a long 6 to 7 yards.
Right.
So Dexter matches Kennett on the power setup running the football.
Yeah.
I like the move from Jamerson here. He says, hey, we're going to run the football. We're just in a different style.
Right, exactly right. And Hrvojevic in that fullback spot, and you're right, Bobby. I think it's a good move by Dexter here to go power game to power game, and let's just see, who does it best.
6 on the play. We're going to be second down and 4.
2nd and 4, so pickup of 6 on the play for Grams. Same formation for Dexter. Farmer and McDonald and Alford out. Power set in for the Bearcats. Here's the snap. Grams up the middle again. Runs right over one man there. Jet Grams. He introduced himself to, I believe that is Caleb Duncan, and ran smack dab over him.
Down to about the 24, so it's going to bring up a third down and a long 1, short 2 maybe.
McDonald checks in now for Dexter. Well, I'm a little surprised that they go from anything from the same package because I'll just give it to Grams one more time.
Yeah, well, you're in 4-down territory here, I would guess, as well. I mean, but I know what you're saying. And they do leave.
So McDonald just comes into the wide receiver spot well outside by himself.
Yes.
Same package again for Dexter. It's Grams up the middle, and he is going to get the first down. Mark just passed it. I'd say a pickup of 3 if it was a 3rd and 2.
Yep.
Good counter move for Jamerson. He's eating clock down right there. It's stopped at 2:37, but he's eating clock, and he is just moving the football offensively.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do here. You want to get that. You want to keep the clock moving, and with a 15-point lead.
I see Devin Turnbow into the football game for Dexter. First time I think he's been on the field offensively tonight.
Yes.
Very good game last week running the football.
Yeah, he had a fantastic game last week running the football. You're exactly right.
Well, Kennett needs to find another defensive stand. Dexter has found a groove right here, and to stay into this football game and not let it go to 3 scores, they need to stop.
They need to get Dexter need to get the playoff, though, here.
1st and 10, Dexter from the 20-yard 22, and they just do get it off. Graham's up the middle. Going to be a short gain of 2, we'll say, up to the 20-yard line.
Without that fullback in there, the Bearcats have really struggled running the football.
Well, and right here, you know, there's always an opportunity. He hadn't got the personnel. Here comes Farmer into the game. Now would be a time maybe to slip Farmer out there on another screenplay like they did.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad choice. You're exactly right. With 1:48 to go here in the third.
Yeah, and you've done everything to pull them in tight to the line. They're going to go back to the wing tee set here.
A little more spread out by the Indians defensively.
Snap, fake hand. Howard Rose. He's looking, throws it just out of the reach of Pullum.
Yep.
Howard's pass is incomplete.
Not catchable there, just out of the reach. You're right. Brings up 3rd down and about 9.
Pass. Bring up 3rd down at 9.
So now Dexter needs to find another magic in the bottle on 3rd and long. Kennett right where they want to be, 3rd and 9, looking to stop the Bearcats here.
Yeah, that Kennett really needs to stop here. A touchdown by Dexter, no better than Kennett has moved the ball tonight, would make it very difficult for them, I would think, going into the 4th.
Yeah, and the only luck Kennett has had moving the football has been on the ground at a slower pace.
Right.
It would make it extremely difficult.
Got a blitz coming from the outside.
Howard, quick drop.
Picked up nicely.
Thrown deep to McDonald and incomplete out of the back of the end zone.
Just out past his outstretched hands. Good job of picking up the blitz there off the corner for the Bearcats and just overthrow McDonald, and it's 4th down now.
Well, look at the way Dexter was able to get that out of Howard's hands. I asked for something earlier. I was saying make it a quick drop and throw.
Right.
That was a quick drop and threw it just out of the reach of McDonald. So now Dexter stays on the field.
Yeah, down at the 21 or whatever, 20, they're going to certainly go for it here on 4th down and 4th and
4th and 9 from the 20. I think I would give Dement maybe a chance to boot this one through. You're on a 4th and 9. You need a very big play. Howard snaps. He's going to roll out. He's got room. Howard may run it. He's going to toss that over the top. Pullum. What a catch, Logan Pullum. Are you kidding me? Down to the 2-yard line.
Flag down on the field, though, in the middle. That's going to be a hold probably on the Bearcats from right there, I would guess.
Pullum now down on the field, and he is grabbing toward his knee. That is a kid who has played really, really, really solid football for Dexter as he is slow trying to find his way to his feet.
Illegal receiver downfield on the Bearcats as well.
So now that is going to take Dexter back. Kennett will certainly take the penalty. Pullum is a heavy limp trying to walk off.
Yeah.
Officials timeout on the field for Dexter player.
We're going to keep it here, but I'm sure the camera's not going to be on Pullum. I hope not. We're going to give him a chance to see what he needs to do. We want to follow the football where they go. So that's going to make it from the 20-yard line, or the 25, so it's only a 5-yarder.
Right, but negates a play down to the 1-yard line and a great catch by Pullum as well.
Yeah, that was the catch of the year, probably maybe for Dexter so far. That was a fantastic play. Logan seems to be walking a little bit better as he's getting off the football field now.
Yeah, one of the linemen just got downfield there. And
so now we've got a timeout, so it's 4th and 14 for Dexter. We will take one as well. We'll be back in 30.
Strawberries Barbecue in Hockham, Missouri is celebrating 50 years of business. Come in for delicious food every Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 8 and Friday from 11 to 9. We offer catering 7 days a week, so there's always a chance to get strawberries on your plate.
Cameron Bunting Parker, Missouri State Representative, District 150, Dunklin, Pemiscot, and Butler County.
Back at Kennett High School, some updates on some scores. Scott City 49-7 over Chaffee in the 4th. East Prairie 37-0 over Donovan. Valley 17-0 now in the 3rd over St. Genevieve. Cape Central 33-0 over Sykeston. Jackson with a 63-0 lead over Confluence Prep. Portageville 42-0 over Malden. Park Hill Central 53-7 over Fredericktown. Kelly 26-0 over Hayti. New Madrid County Central at the halftime 27-6 over Perryville. And Poplar Bluff has taken the lead 21-14 over Farmington.
Well, Jim, so far, offensive sets for Dexter. Alford has not played not one down of offense this series. So that play he come off the field on seems to be affecting him, and Dexter's taking precaution there. Howard needing gun, 4 wide. He looks. He's going to throw a deep ball. It's got a man, and incomplete. Farmer was late turning around. He saw the play coming. Farmer's got to turn that ball a little quicker and earlier. Yeah, and it's easy to say from my spot because I'm not the one running full speed and trying to turn around and catch a football.
Exactly right, but he was wide open. You're right. If he turns around differently, it's a catch, but it's a turnover on downs now, and Kennett will have the ball on their own 25, trailing by 15, 21-6.
Well, still offered on the bench, so definitely something with that play has kept him out. Womble into the game now. And also Landon Anderson. So that's 2 outside backers for Dexter missing with Alford and Pullum. Kennett comes back to their power set.
Dexter with 4 guys with their hands on the ground now.
And they're going to pitch that outside. And that is Pittman. He's got it, trying to get away from a few Bearcats. And that is Levi DeMint and then Farmer as well.
Yeah, good job by DeMint there of following the pitch man. And a pickup of a short gain there of only about 2 or 3 or so.
Well, for Dexter, it's only a pickup of 2, and the clock continues to run, and that's going to take us almost down. There will be one more play here in the third quarter. Kennett needs all the clock they can get right now.
They will have the wind at their back for the fourth.
Here's the snap. Jones hands to Pittman, tries to run far side and has some room upfield, and that is Farmer on the tackle again.
And that's going to be first down, I believe, for Kennett.
23.4 on the clock.
First down.
We will see if there's another play. Kennett getting subs in.
First and 10 from the
They're trying to rush one more in. If they can get it, they will hurry to the line and indeed probably get this off.
Yes, I would think so.
Power set again. Jones set. We're waiting. Here it is. High snap. Back to Pittman. Tries to find a lane, and he is hit probably for a pickup, we'll say 2 yards.
That's 40-yard line. That was Voyevich in there, I believe, on the tackle as well as Farmer.
So that takes us to the end of the third. 21-6 Dexter. Welcome back high above Cherry Met Stadium here in Kennett, Missouri. Dexter leads this one 21-6. Alford and Pullum now back into the game for Dexter at the outside backer positions. Kennett still in the power set. Hand is to Pittman. He's going to go up the middle and met by a wall of Dexter Bearcats.
Yeah, that time Weathers comes out of there, as does Farmer, I believe. Good job that time by the Dexter Bearcats on defense.
Really the first time Dexter has packed it up like that in a while up the middle like that. They've had some plays where kids have gotten some yards on them, but really packed it up well. 3rd and 5 now for Kennett. Pittman walks off the field there. That is not the guy you want to see. He looks fine, but he is walking around on the sideline over here right down in front of us. Definitely not the one you want to see on the sidelines.
Kennett's going to have to get out of the huddle here pretty quickly.
They race to the line. And now that they're having trouble getting in a formation, they had to burn a timeout.
They sure do.
Well, that's going to hurt Kennett. That's only their first now they've called here in this half. But That only leaves you 2, and you're playing from behind 21-6.
Right. You could need that in a final drive conceivably. So this is a big third down play. And Bobby, if you're in a situation here, you're down by 15 with 11 minutes left in the ball game on your own 42. If you don't get it, do you go for it on fourth down?
I think they're in a situation they have to. They're down 2 scores right now and an extra point that they had blocked earlier, so they'll need something to happen. I just think that Kennett right here, I'm thinking run the toss again. Roll Jones out, get Pittman out there if he's in the game. I don't see him on the sideline now. No, he is on the sideline still. That may take away the toss. But if you can run a toss and you can pitch it out, if you can make the linebacker commit, get that toss outside, that could help Kennett open up space.
Right.
Ball is kind of in the middle of the field, maybe a little bit more room to the top of the screen for Kennett. Looks like they will come back in their jumbo power set one more time.
Kylan Henson, who had their touchdown, is in the ball game for him as well.
Watch to the top of the screen. There's a lot of room, it seems like, there. As you look, here it is. Here's Henson trying to go that way. He is cut off immediately.
Nice
there is Turnbull in there for Dexter. Look there. That is big-time football for Dexter.
Absolutely. Devin Turnbull with the tackle, and it'll bring up 4th and long.
Well, 4th and long now. From going forward on 4th, I would almost punt this ball to win to your back if you're Kennett. Dexter struggled offensively. Get it deep and try to get a stop. As here comes Jones in, we will see what they call in the play.
I believe they're going to go for it here probably.
And Dexter looks like they're going to play defense no matter what. Just if they do punt, just let it fall where it falls.
It's probably a pretty wise choice.
Again, Kennett comes back.
Pittman's still on the bench too, by the way.
Similar. Now it's going to be a shotgun set. Looks like it's going to kind of be a punt formation the way the 2 guys are set up there. Here he goes back to a punt. And he does. Nobody back for Dexter, which I'm sure they're fine with. That ball is going to go down just a little bit inside the 20. Looks to be at about the 19-yard line.
Right.
So it goes dead there as Dexter takes over on offense. 10:03 left in the 4th. Jim, Dexter just needs to find a way to run a lot of clock. I'm guessing you're going to see a lot of football on the ground.
Well, you would sure think so. They've not been very effective, though, running the football tonight, and the wind's right in their face. So you're right. I would assume you'd run it. We may see a host of Jet Grahams and a full house backfield, too.
I did see McDonald enter the game, but he may be in the wide receiver set for Alford. I'm not sure who is on the field there. Trying to look, see, no, that's Alford in the game. So he is your blocking wide receiver. Maybe a chance to run McDonald. No, they're going to come out in a 3-wide set. McDonald is your running back right now.
Yeah, try to spread them out a little bit possibly.
Haven't seen this look. Watch for Logan pull him at the top of the line. Here comes McDonald the outside, and he's looking for blocking. He's got some, and he loses a man right there. What a play by Dexter downfield in a big collision. And here comes the flag. I'm not sure if they're saying out of bounds or he hit him near the head.
I think it would be toward the head to myself, Bobby, just from the quick look at that.
Well, Jim, if this play goes for a touchdown later on in this game, if this drive does, that play right there will be the Kennett killer as McDonald with a big run of, say, 20 yards plus a 15-yard penalty coming. That's 35 yards right there in one play.
And those offensive linemen, person fell, hit to the head by Kennett. And the offensive line, there were 3 offensive linemen, I think, leading that charge, as well as the 2 wide receivers for Lee Michael McDonald from that run. And that was a fine run right there.
I was trying to read what Nate Watkins, the ref down there, was telling Kennett coaches on the side. It looked like he was saying the impact of where he hit him. I thought he was saying maybe up near the head is where he called that.
I think that is right.
Because it did look from here like he got him high.
Right.
Of course, McDonald's not the tallest guy on the field.
That is true.
And if you want a lesson about tackling, that's why you have to tackle low.
Right.
You avoid that penalty. Dexter 3 wide at the top, pitch outside again to McDonald. He's looking for room. Outruns Taylor to the outside. Again, look at McDonald up the field. Tries to get a push block himself, and out of bounds, first down, Dexter.
He's just quick. I mean, there's nothing else you can say about it, Bobby. He just gets around the guy. I mean, that's Caden Taylor, a good quick kid for Kennett. He just ran right past him.
And I'm going to give you a visual here of McDonald. The quickness. he and Alford basically run the same speed. But if you put him out there on the field and watch him run, McDonald looks tremendously faster.
Absolutely right.
He looks a ton faster, but running 40 times, they are neck and neck on that.
Right.
But McDonald just has a look to him that he just explodes, and I guess it may be the little legs turning so fast, but the kid can absolutely turn corners and cuts like you wouldn't believe. Here's Dexter, hands that to Farmer, cuts it back inside. He's got room now. Outside of the 30, down to the 20, inside to the 10, and taken down at about the 7-yard line now.
Move the ball effectively on the ground all night.
Different offensive look coming in. They brought McDonald in. They had Alford outside. They had Graham's outside, 2 big guys to block. Busted a big run from McDonald up the sideline and the penalty, and then 2 more runs to go along with it. And threatened to score again as the clock now ticks under 9:30 in the 4th. McDonald, your running back.
Dexter has not scored here in the 4th quarter, or no, in the second half, excuse me.
Here's the snap, pitched outside to McDonald again, looking for help. Has the speed to get around, hops one man and down at about the 2-yard line now.
Number 7, Liam Michael McDonald.
Dexter using the wide side of the field every play now, Bobby,
and if
use their speed.
And if you're going to do the jumbo strong package, bring him in right here, get Horvorovich in there, and just cram this one right up the middle.
Right. This would be the time to do it if you're ever going to. I agree.
Of note, offered at the training table for Dexter. We'll see if that affects him on defense any.
8:40 and counting here in the ball game. Dexter threatening to maybe put the nail in the coffin here.
Kennett slow getting a man on the field and slow getting a man off the field. Here's Howard now. Kennett shovels at the line. Has a man in motion. Fakes a hand, and that is it actually inside to Farmer, and touchdown Dexter.
Great deception that time by Jackson Howard on the handoff, and Farmer gets in for the touchdown.
Well, Howard deceived me, and I've seen these plays run I don't know how many times this year, Jim.
Right. He is really good at that.
Well, Dexter commanding lead now, 27-6, 8:20 left in this one, and DeMint looking to put it a full 3-score lead. Hold is good, kick is good, and Dexter up 28-6. Folks, we'll take a 30-second break and be back here at Kennett.
28, Kennett 6.
SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Back here live at Kennett. Dexter takes the lead on another touchdown run, 28-6, 8:20 to go here in the 4th. Kennett will have to up the pace of their offense. Either they're going to have to find a way, Jim, to bust open big plays or go back to the passing game.
Yeah, one of the two, no question. Now, I would assume DeMint will try to kick this a little lower here into that wind.
He does kind of pooch kick to the middle of the field, but Kennett lets that bounce and has to come up, gets and then bobbles it again. And there is number 17, Ray, I think that is, and he is going to be pushed back, so he gets forward progression to the 22-yard line.
Connor Hill with the hit there, and he'll get credit for that tackle.
Well, poor communication on that kickoff from Kennett. They let it hit, and the up man turned around and looked. Nothing happening. So now they have to take a different approach and try to get up to the football, bobble it around several times, and then bad field position at the 22.
Yeah, and Kennett, as you said, now probably has got to put the ball in the air a little bit as they're down by 3 scores. Got to score quickly here with 8 minutes to go in the ball game.
Alford back on the field for Dexter. Looks like they're just going to say, hey, we're going to use you the rest of the way on defense, no offense.
Right.
And you certainly wouldn't complain if you're Dexter on that.
No, that's right. That's right.
Now a different set going to a 3 wide to the top 4, Kennett. Man in the backfield's Pittman. They roll it out. Pass outside and taken down immediately, Ryder Williams.
Yeah, great play by Ryder Williams, the senior. The all-conference safety in my mind, no question about it, with the kind of season he's had.
Dexter tonight has been like a insurance company. They are everywhere you want them to be.
Yeah, they have been. They've done very well. They've done very well. 2nd and 8.
Well, the stat line for Dexter defensive tonight will be great, and they've had them all but one drive of Kennett. They have struggled to find anything offensively, and now they need it more than ever. Jones back in the gun, puts a man in motion. Here's the snap. He looks to pass. Nothing really open in coverage. He looks again and is just going to throw that one long and incomplete.
Boy, good coverage by Dexter. Every place you looked on the field, a Kennett player had a Dexter player or two on him. Really good coverage.
Well, and when he rolled near side, Alford had his man, number 12, covered for Kennett. I don't know the name there. But,
right.
And then also I see Duncan was kind of in the vicinity of where that pass went. He was double covered.
Right, exactly right. Great coverage that time. Good defensive effort by the Bearcats.
Do you think Dexter has learned their lesson so far this year, getting beat over the top
I think
on
they
long
have.
passes?
I think they have. I think they figured it out.
Certainly played it well tonight. Kennett back to the line now, 3rd and 8. Little different set. They'll have one receiver to the bottom, two to the top. Pittman behind Jones. Duncan's hand is in the ground. Here's the snap. Jones looks to pass. Dexter's bringing pressure at him now. Missed once, missed twice. Didn't miss twice.
Didn't miss twice.
Weathers missed on the first one, but there to clean it up was number 5, Jaden Willems.
Pull him in on that as well, so it'll bring up a 4th for Kennett and about 12 or so from their own 20.
So you notice Dexter now, they have pulled Garrett Coons, the man in the middle. Coons is in there to stop the run. Caleb Gott now comes off. That's the other big man in there. Dexter brings down the linebacker, Hrvojevic, and a timeout, Kennett, as they will set it up. We're going to take a break, folks. Please don't go. There's still more show from Kennett.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
Welcome back. 6:54 left to go on this one. Shortly we will try to get some updates on other games in the area. Sorry, folks, the wind just took my breath as I was trying to talk. It has blown strong up here the second half.
We do have sports coming up this next week as well. Just a reminder again that it'll be Sykeston and Kennett at Sykeston on Tuesday night in girls volleyball. And then on Thursday night, the championship of the Boot Hill Conference Tournament from Malden. And then Friday night, we'll be back on with high school football. We'll be in New Madrid next week as the New Madrid County Eagles will host the Sykeston Bulldogs next week down in New Madrid.
I've got to say, Jim, I have enjoyed a couple of the volleyball coverage games this year, and especially when the Bearcats are on, because my favorite player, Karis Kennedy, my neighbor across the road, plays. So enjoy getting to see that.
It's been good.
On Aycorp Media. Here is Kennett, 4th and 13. They need this one. Jones on the gun. He's got it. He looks, Rose near side. He's got pressure coming in every way. Dexter all over him and now just throws it complete to Pittman. Somehow gets it off. Pittman still going. Unbelievable. Pittman, one man to beat McDonald and takes him down. What a play by Kennett. Backs against the wall, game on the line, and 4th and 13, and they have a ginormous pickup on the play.
Huge play by the Indians there, and great job by Jones to keep the play alive and to find Pittman there, and then Pittman just about outran everybody. Luckily, Lee Michael McDonald able to make a tackle.
But Dexter now brings back in Coons, so they're thinking maybe Kennett's going to try to run. I think Kennett's got to stay on the run right here and pass it.
Yeah, I think
they've got to
right.
roll out, keep the field moving. A lot of room to the top of the screen you see right here. Watch for something going that way. Here's a quick pass out complete to Morrison, taken down immediately by Wirtz.
Yeah, good job there. Good tackle by Wirtz.
So not much on the play, and for the Bearcats, the clock continues to tick. Kennett will need to hurry.
28-6, as we mentioned, Dexter with the lead.
And Kennett's in no rush right here. They've got to get to the line a lot faster. That play has taken forever to call in, as we're now under 20 seconds on the shot clock, and the clock will be under 6 minutes as this is snapped. Still no sense of urgency. Now, I'm a little surprised down 3 scores, Jim.
Yeah, you've got to go quicker than that. I would agree with
Jones looks quick. Hitch didn't have anything. Now looks again. Bearcats pursue hard and incomplete. Jackson Miller tried to make an effort to pick it.
Yep. Just out of his reach to bring up third down now. And a game of interest in this Class 3 District 1. Valley of St. Gen leads St. Genevieve 24-0 in the fourth quarter. So it looks like St. Gen's going to pick up another loss tonight probably. And the other side of that, Park Hill Central beats Fredericktown 59-7. Jackson 70-0 over Confluence Prep tonight.
So what that means in this class that Dexter and Kennett's in, Class 3, the point spread, so both Dexter and Park Hills would win. That's points for them. The point spread of 13. Right now, Dexter's got that 13. Certainly Park Hills does. So there's no big gains there.
Right.
It's only maybe strength of schedule about the teams you've played.
Right.
And there's a pass toward the end zone. And what a catch! You've got to be kidding me! Jack Morrison, the one-handed grab for Kennett.
Great catch by Morrison for the touchdown. I mean, that's a highlight reel catch right there.
Well, Dexter gives up the big pass play to Kennett. They still have 5:39 to work with, down 28-12. They will probably try to go for two here, I'd say.
Try to get it to 2 scores. Well, you're at 2 scores right
Looks like offense is on the field, so they're going to go for 2, I'm guessing, right here.
Try to cut it to 14.
I would have to think they're going to come in with their power run set that they had earlier, and it looks like they are set up in that as well. Dexter crowds the line. Kennett hands that to Pittman, comes near side. Dexter tries to stop him and
he's in.
Cannot. He is in. That will make it 28-14. So now you've got to watch and see what Kennett will do here on the kickoff. They've got the wind to their back,
right?
But they could not stop Dexter last possession. I'm thinking you may see the onside kick here with only 5:39.
I would sure assume that would be the case that you would do here. You'd have to go onside kick and hope you get that back, because really, you got to have 2 scores obviously, so you've got to get the ball twice.
Well, we will see the package Dexter brings in if it's a hands team or not.
And I'm sure, I just have to believe it will be, because you don't, if they kick it long, you just return the best you can return and then try to run some clock off, and that's okay. So, yes, it is you see Neely coming out here. I see.
But if I'm Kennett, I look across the field and say, who does not play the offensive hands position? So I see number 5, Jaden Williams in the field.
Right.
I see in the middle of the field, Hrvojevic. Also at the top of the screen, Womble. Those are kids you generally don't see the football in their hands a whole lot.
Right.
That's the kids you probably want to pick out and go right at. Here's the kick. It is toward Dexter there, and good job at Turnbow. They're going to call him down.
Yeah, that's okay. He just caught it on one knee, and that's fine for the Dexter. They're happy with that.
So here comes Dexter, and they will bring in everything they can offered back on the field now. So they said, hey, it's 2 scores. You got to go back.
Well, Dexter needs to pick up 2 or 3 first downs here, and that would probably seal the ball game.
Interesting play they had earlier. Remember, Alford outside and Graham's with him, and McDonald ran to there for the blocks.
Yes.
Don't be surprised if you see that again here on this series.
Yeah, that's worked pretty well. Now they go with the big package with the Voyevich in the ball game as well as Jet Graham's.
Dexter stacks it in tight. Kennett will as well. Tight coverage to the bottom of the screen. It's 2 Grahams up the middle. He's got room to run. Good run for Dexter there. First down and more, down to the 44 of Kennett.
Just a big power run right there behind that offensive line for a first down.
Kennett is going to have to find a way to stop Dexter. That stops the clock only for moments as it will continue to run. Howard now needs to start to use that shot clock to his favor.
Yeah, he does. You're exactly right. He's done a pretty good job of that over the course of the season, and they'll go back to the huddle for a second and let her a little more run off.
Yep, 21, now 20 seconds on the shot clock, so plenty of time. Or the shot clock, the snap clock. Sometimes they go back to basketball mode already, Jim.
Yep.
And we will have an exciting schedule coming up. Tons of tournaments we're going to cover this year on Aycorp. Howard back to the line. He's going to take it under 5 seconds to snap it. Very good job by Howard there. There's Grams again rumbling up the field. 8 yards on a carry. Clock continues to run.
Jet Grams has had a really big night for the Bearcats. When they haven't been able to run the ball very, very well, they've really gone to him in the power game.
They have indeed. And Jim, noting on that, Dexter broke the huddle. They brought it back to the huddle. And that play getting under 5 seconds when Howard snaps that.
Right.
I'm telling you, that is maturity out of a kid and learning the game. Let's see where he takes it to now.
Yep.
Is he just going to let this thing play down some? under 13 here, and he snaps it at 10 seconds that time. So probably not the
don't move the chains, and then the clock.
We're at 14. That does help them in the district standings.
Yes, absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Because that would be an area that Park Hills could pick up points on you. I think that's about a 1.5 difference right now between the two teams.
I believe that's right.
Sets up for a big matchup next week. Here he is. Graham tries to get up the middle, and Kennett meets him immediately there. They'll take him down for a loss on a play of about 2 to 3.
But the clock continues to run, and that's what Dexter is probably most concerned about right now.
Farmer checks back in for Dexter now. So does McDonald.
Loss of 2 on the play. We're going to be second down and 12.
They can run this clock down to about 3 minutes, close to 3 minutes here.
Well, Jim, I will be in Park Hills Central next week at that game, watching the Bearcats as my kid plays on the team.
Right.
Where will Aycorp Media be next week?
We will be in New Madrid, taking on the as New Madrid takes on the Sykeston Bulldogs. It'll be myself and Corey Sis next week, I believe, down there.
Here is the snap. Howard gives that to McDonald. Oh, and he slips. He was trying to cut back as he had a ton of room, and now Kennett takes a timeout.
Yep.
So that's going to be Kennett's second timeout. We're going to take one as well. We'll be back. 3:07 left to play. Back here in Kennett, Jim, you and I were just talking about the situation for Dexter. 3rd and 15, you can try to pass and pick up a first down on something big. 3:07 on the clock. If it's incomplete, you stop the clock.
Right.
If you run it, Kennett immediately has to call their last time out and stop this. Howard's done a good job of punting the football tonight. He can punt it away.
Yeah, I would agree. I think you absolutely run it and force that third timeout to be called, so they've got none left on offense.
And I think here it benefits Dexter if they do indeed have to punt this football. Howard's punting into the wind.
Right.
He's punted it a little too strong tonight. This could be down deep in Kennett territory.
Right. Well, we see this package with Jet Graham's coming out here, so we might see McDonald coming to this side of the field.
That's where you got to think is that they're going to use it here to get blocking outside, get it to McDonald. Kennett now spreading out on the field a little bit more to the strong side here. Here it is, pitch outside of McDonald. Kennett covers up well. McDonald still on his feet, down, and no timeout called yet, I don't believe. Clock is still ticking.
Yeah, so they're going to let it run, I reckon, and see what happens here on 4th down.
I am surprised, to say the least, Jim. You had it 3rd down and used your timeout then.
They didn't use it. They didn't
4th.
use one that we missed, did they?
No, they used one early in the game right there, and I talked about the defensive timeout. 4th and 16, so Dexter's no doubt going to punt this football here. They are in like they're going for it, but I would assume they're going to that they are in a stance here to go for this play. I am surprised on that one as well, and a freeze play.
30 flag on the play.
Well, you pick up 5 that away at least.
Offside 30 against Kennett.
So they did that. It's 5.
Makes it down to 34 that
so
away.
What happens on that? The clock will wind again and start
right
after they reset the ball. So Chad Jamerson's doing nothing but managing clock on that with the freeze play.
Right.
Here goes. The clock starts again. It should tick down. If Howard manages correctly, it'll be right at 2 minutes when he snaps this football, if he does. Right. And I'm thinking Jamerson's not near an official, so I don't know that the timeout is coming right now. He is several steps away. Howard's going to run it, rolls out. He's looking for anybody, throws that up in the air, and it is incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
So it'll bring
up very slow to get up.
That'll be a turnover on downs, and Kennett will take over at about their own 33 or so.
Little surprised at the play call there to roll out and pass that. My mind says just go ahead and call timeout and punt it. Dexter has 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, I don't know if he thought they would gone into the end zone. You only pick up 13 yards or what, but either way, it is Kennett's football right now.
Dexter has their pass rush defense in. Willems and Hrvorovich and Weathers on the defensive line. That is pull them now, come down to the bottom of the screen. McDonald, your deep safety for Dexter. Everybody else well off the line of scrimmage. Here's the snap. They roll near side, quickly out of his hands to Morrison, and he's got to get out of bounds, and he does.
He does. Good job of getting out of bounds. Only used about 6 seconds there. Picked up about 6 yards or so, 5 maybe.
39-yard line. Bring up a second down and 5.
Well, 1:53 to go. Kennett needs some big plays right here, and he needs to use the clock as a friend. They do have one timeout left. And now a timeout from Dexter to stop the clock here, or didn't stop the clock, but it does stop the game. He wants to talk it over a little bit.
Right, and that's probably a good timeout with the clock already stopped. That's a good place to do it, to talk about it. So 1:53 left, 28-14 here. See if we've got any other final scores out there that I can get for you.
Kennett trying to play a little bit of a spoiler role for Dexter right now. They've got a tough schedule left. They got Poplar Bluff next week. If you look at the record, Poplar Bluff's record doesn't just jump out at you, but they have played some really good football this year. That is going to be a tough matchup for Kennett next week.
Yes, it'll be a very tough matchup for Kennett next week. Poplar Bluff beats Farmington tonight, 28-14, as a matter of fact. Portageville 49-0 over Malden. Scott City 56-14 over Chaffee. East Prairie 51-0 over Donovan. Still only a halftime score, so that's not correct, obviously, with New Madrid and Perryville. So those are the scores we have.
Here we go. Kennett's got it. 2nd and 5. Ball sits at the 39 of their own. Here is Jones. Rose near side, looking to pass. Does, and it is incomplete. So that is going to bring up 3rd and 5 for Kennett now.
Kennett just trying to pick up 5 to 7 yards at the sidelines on each of their passes.
So back to the 39. The football goes 3rd and 5. Kennett breaks the huddle. Clock sits at 1:49. Dexter, a little bit different look. McDonald out of the game now. No deep safety on that. Still everybody well off the line of scrimmage. Here comes a little pressure from Dexter. They're going to try to come up on him, and there's Willems, pull him, and a whole bunch more. Weathers, too.
Yep.
They get the sack, and more importantly for Dexter, the clock continues to tick.
Exactly right. So that's going to bring up 4th down here. I'm surprised we don't see a timeout.
34-yard line.
So here it is. The game for Kennett. 4th and 5. Ball sits at the 34-yard line. Clock continues to tick.
Yeah, 4th and about 10 or 11 after that sack, I think.
4 guys on the line of scrimmage for Dexter. Everybody else well off again. Here comes pressure from Dexter as they bring more. Jones escapes the pocket. He rolls out, still looking for help. Willems pressures and incomplete. So Dexter will take the football back over at the 39-yard line and pretty much seal the game right there as they can take a knee. Kennett only one timeout.
Right, Dexter can take a knee. That's exactly right. So Dexter should come away with a 28-14 win. Maybe a little harder win than I think people thought in advance, but a win is a win. At this point in the season, a win is a win is a win.
Well, and Dexter found success. First half, they really started to pick up the passing game, and they just couldn't get their offense flowing in the second half any at all. It started on a bad first drive and never picked up except for this one drive we saw McDonald on a touchdown run.
Correct.
And Kennett really assisted that drive very well.
Right, with the penalty. That's exactly right.
So the frustrations for Kennett will continue here as Dexter's just going to take the knee and run his clock down.
Kennett will drop to 4-3 on the season, and still probably remain in 4th place, I would guess, in the district right now.
That will close because Herculaneum was in 4th, but there's about a 3-point difference between Kennett and Herculaneum. I don't think Herculaneum had a tough game tonight as I looked at their schedule earlier today. I do think that's a possibility there that, Herculaneum can gain some, although Kennett's strength of schedule right here against Dexter's being a 6-1 team now after this win tonight.
Right.
I think that will probably keep Kennett in 4th place. Other areas, I think Dexter will probably remain a lead over Park Hills as they did not have a tough team at all tonight.
Right.
So your guess is tonight, mine is that Dexter remains in 1st, Park Hills 2nd. St. John, no way they move anywhere as they lose tonight to Valley. So they go to 3rd on that. Right. Guys, give us about 30 seconds. We're going to see if the stat sheet can make its way up to us or one of us make our way down to it and get that back up to you as we'll try to get to us and wrap in a few 28-14, Dexter takes it. We'll be back here in a few.
The best fall tradition in Northeast Arkansas is back, Pumpkin Hollow. Make sure to try out all the exciting things that Pumpkin Hollow has to offer. Get in the action on the breathtaking zip lines. Get up close and personal with the friendly farm animals. Get lost in the enormous corn maze. Get your thrills at the scariest haunted attractions in Northeast Arkansas. And don't forget to pick out the perfect pumpkin or fall decoration to take home and enjoy. Only at Pumpkin Hollow, the fall tradition for the entire family.
Strawberries Barbecue in Hockham, Missouri is celebrating 50 years of business. Come in for delicious food every Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 8 and Friday from 11 to 9. We offer catering 7 days a week, so there's always a chance to get strawberries on your plate.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
What First State Community Bank means to me is, it says it in its name, community.
We're family, we care about one another, whether it's in our SEMO markets or we can reach out to someone in Farmington, Columbia. They're always there to assist.
We are very customer focused. Our employees do a great job with listening to the customers.
The tellers know 100% of all customers by their name.
If you want to feel at home, then walk into the doors of First State Community Bank.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Kennett. Jim Riker, Bobby Alford here. Post-game stats for you in this one. Dexter takes the score 28-14 over Kennett. 18 first downs for Dexter, only 8 for Kennett in this one. Rushing yards, Dexter ran it 42 times for 193 yards. Kennett 23 times, 79 yards. Jim, they had 16 in the first half. They picked it up in the second half, couldn't get it going. Really, probably one of the lowest outputs in a while, I think since Sykeston maybe for Dexter. They had about 130 yards there against Sykeston, 193-9. So Kennett did stand strong, I believe, defensively up front, just couldn't really stop them. Passing in the game, Dexter, 8 of 18. Remember, they were 7 of 12 first half, only completed one pass in the whole second half of this football game. Finished 8 of 18. For a total of 107 yards. Kennett, 7 of 18, finished at 97 yards. Total offense, Dexter, 60 plays, 300 yards. Kennett, 41 plays, 176. And in the kickoffs, Dexter had 2 kickoff returns for 20 yards. Kennett, 2 for 22. Punts, Dexter, 2 for 44.5 yards. Kennett, 6 for 30.5 yard averages. Fumbles lost, 1 apiece for each team. Penalty yards, Dexter had 9 penalties, again, 68 yards. Again, I'm going to say Dexter has to find ways. That will not cut it next week against a team like Park Hills. 9 penalties, 68 yards. Kennett got hit for 10 for 98 yards. Time of possession, Dexter led that 20 minutes and 38 seconds to Kennett's 25 minutes and 28 seconds. Individual stats in the game for Dexter. Jet Graham's 20 attempts, 92 yards, 1 touchdown. One long was 15 yards for an average of 4.6. McDonald, 13 carries, 71 yards in the game for an average of 5.5 yards. Farmer, 7 carries, 34 yards for a 4.9 yards for average. Nolan offered 1 run, 6 yards on his. Jackson Howard in the game, he was 8 of 18, 107 yards, 2 touchdown passes, a long of 22-yard pass for him on the night. Receptions for Dexter, Lee Mike McDonald, 4 receptions, 62 yards, 1 touchdown. R.J. Farmer, 2 receptions, 36 yards. Nolan Alford, 1 reception, 6 yards. Logan Pullum, 1 reception, 3 yards, and 1 touchdown for him. And on the defensive side of things for Dexter, leading tacklers, Landon Weathers had 6 in the game, Levi Dement 6, Jason Havorovich 5, and R.J. Farmer 5. For Kennett and their side of the scorebooks, it was Marquise Pittman, 15 rushes for 50 yards on an average of 3.3 yards. Kylan Henson, 2 attempts for 43 yards. He averaged 21.5. And Ty Jones, 6 attempts for -14. Jim, again, Dexter really, really strong against a run game of any team that comes at them right now.
Yep.
In the game for Ty Jones, passing 7 of 18 of 97 yards, 1 touchdown, is a 56-yarder was his longest pass completion. On the receptions, Marquise Pittman, 2 receptions, 58 yards. Colin Henson, 2 for 30. Jack Morse, 1 for 7. And Carter Shoemaker, 1 for 2 yards. In the game for them on the tackles, Caleb Duncan, 8 tackles in the game, 1 sack, 1.5 tackles for a loss for him. Jamiko Tarver, 8 tackles. Austin Gaddis, 4 tackles. And Kevin Thompson, 4, as that rounds out our personal stats on that. Jim, Dexter continues their winning ways, and more impressively, the defense continues to control other teams' offensive stands.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Next week, basically, for Dexter comes down to a district championship, not championship, but an opportunity to have the number 1 seed in the district as they go to Park Hills. If they can win that one, they're in an awfully good spot to be able to go to have the number 1 seed. And 6-1 wasn't the greatest offensive night they've had, but 300 yards and 28 points, still okay. Defensively, once again, a really nice job, as you said, and they just continue to do the job defensively.
Bearcats, no doubt, control their own destiny. Kennett still has 2 really tough games coming up ahead of them to go as they get ready for that. Folks, we have all kinds of volleyball action on Aycorp Sports. Be sure to tune into the Facebook page, like Aycorp Sports there. You can find all of our information coming up about our future games there. And as the season continues, we will be back in action next week from New Madrid, Sykes and New Madrid there.
Right.
And one last time, I want to thank our sponsors for tonight's game, Baker Implements and their dealers, Case AH dealers, and our team here, the guys on